You've been unmuted, Chris.
Just now.
Oh shit.
Just now.
Kill the sound bar.
I'm like the bartender of the Brews
It's
Bros.
always the goddamn sound bar.
If that's what you think bartending
Fucking
is.
sound.
Hey,
Full of taps.
cheers.
Cheers, bros.
Well, are we doing a
Look like
toast? Is that a thing?
We're gonna do
I
that.
don't know.
Oh, it's awkward.
Cheers.
Oh, it's awkward.
Shit.
It's not awkward. It's fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine. So welcome to Brews Bros.
Episode 74.
This week's
74.
nothing but Punisher spoilers. So.
Oh yeah.
Let's Punisher.
The Punisher? You didn't watch that?
I
on
watched the
Netflix?
movie.
What's up with the background?
You didn't watch the series?
No.
Oh,
we're
shit.
in the dark.
You'll
We're in the
love it.
darkness.
You will love it.
I believe
It is violent and graphic
What's in
and
front of Tate?
gory
A cup?
and
Ooh.
people die.
That's
Like,
it, yeah.
that's the whole point.
That's
horrific
a
ways.
physics.
Oh, yeah.
Tate or
Yeah.
Chris? Do you want to explain what's in front of Tate?
Look at that. That turns our canned and bottled beer into draft beer.
It's
Who's
super
Trace
fancy.
Big Daddy?
It's Trace.
He was at the.
Work. He runs the laser department at work.
Nice.
Yeah.
What's up, Big Daddy?
It's a breathalyzer, Sarah.
Hey.
At
It's
the
a
end of the night,
breathalyzer.
Tate's got a blow in it, spin around
It's
a couple
called
times.
it's called
do the alphabet.
the physics draft beer dispenser. It turns any beer bottle, whatever, into a draft
Into a frothy
experience.
awesomeness.
It's got two directions, forward and backward.
Forward. Forward.
So bad.
I was gonna say
Are
forward.
you drunk already, Tate?
It's
A little
a big
bit.
ass
Forward.
tumbler full of beer.
Oh, dude, yeah, we
That's
put,
weird.
we put a whole 6-pack in it, and then it makes it taste like a draft.
It's
So-
pretty. It works pretty legit. It's pretty fucking cool.
What was it? This was your Christmas present
too
from
bad.
Julie, right?
From my dad.
From your dad.
Yeah,
it
Oh,
was
good
my-
job,
I
Dad.
think it was my wife's idea, though.
Proud of him. Proud of that.
Wasn't it?
Was it to go along with your brewing kit? Is that why you got it? So
Hey,
you
Joey.
can draft it
Probably.
out? Makes
Welcome to
sense.
the cast. If you haven't watched before, essentially what happens is we get drunk.
He's tuned in a few times in the past.
He has. We get drunk.
Just got me a
and we
little
talk
buzzed.
about beer.
Hey, we don't. Getting drunk is not the purpose of the show. It is just a
Effect of the
constant, constant
show.
side effect.
It's a reaction.
It's one of those.
It just so happens to happen every single time.
You know, I keep trying to fight that drunkenness, but it just doesn't work out.
You say that, but like the last 5 shows that we've done, you're like, "Yep, I'm leaving here and I'm gonna go drink
Go to
more."
old Chicago. Well, okay, last week I really did not get drunk. Although last week what you didn't get to see is Tate and I get into a full-blown
Kitchen wrestling.
Oh, yeah.
kitchen wrestle.
Oh, okay, yeah, I forgot all about
upstairs.
that. I was like,
I
wait,
don't think I
what?
got that.
When did this happen?
I don't think I got that one recorded.
Oh man, it was
I forgot about
pretty
that.
solid. I had a couple solid. Then Tate got me. I was done. I
Dude,
was fucking done.
I've never heard somebody pants so hard in my whole life. I had him so winded. Little kitchen wrestling.
Little kitchen wrestling.
Uh,
Afterwards, the only thing that I could feel it was like Ladies Man, where it was just like Tate was Will Ferrell.
oh
like,
yeah,
I just wanted
there's no better feeling than
just oiling up.
oiling another man and wrestling to the ground.
It was on the tile, too.
Greco-Roman wrestling.
Tate's just like, yes, wrestling. It's so great.
Well, I decided, I don't know when it was, that I was like, I'm going to get him.
It did,
and
and
then
hey, but I
you
sprawled.
defended really well.
I sprawled real
You
well. I was
defended
not
really
ready
well.
for that. That's a whole different workout doing that.
It's because people hold their breath.
Mhm.
That's what kills them.
Not
Well, you
used
guys
to
were talking
breathing.
about that while you were doing it.
Yeah, we're talking shit to each other back
Don't hold
and
your
forth
breath.
the
Don't
whole
hold your
time.
breath. Don't hold your breath. Am I even breathing right now?
Fuck you. The other thing everybody does is they tense every muscle. And really what you have to do is relax.
Relax.
Yeah.
No, I've never wrestled or anything, but I've watched enough MMA and stuff.
Oh my
to
god.
know a few decent.
That's what we're doing next year at the block party. We're going to have a wrestling tournament.
No.
Nope.
And Adam is going to be there.
Adam is gonna be there. I don't
You
want
can't
anything
do
to
that
do with wrestling and
people
Adam.
that haven't done it before, though. because
And
You still
people
can.
who are drinking
then people
and
start
at Chris's
fighting.
house.
Yeah. I was gonna
So
say,
unless you want
It
him to
sounds
get
like a
sued
brawl.
when
No,
you break
no,
somebody's
we'll do it on
arm
the yard.
because your
Somebody
drunk
will
ass
get their
falls
feelings
wrong.
hurt and then try to fight, and then they'll get their ass whooped.
Happy wrestling. It'll all just be drunk happy
So we
people.
do it in a bounce house.
So
is
we're
that
doing
it?
it about
Yes.
house.
I was going to say just get like a big tarp and cover it with KY.
Fucking bouncy house full of baby
What
oil.
is this fucking beer called? Moral Panic?
Moral
Moral
panic.
I forgot all about.
What's up, Nagley?
Beer screams.
Cheers, buddy.
I was like, wow. So if you wanted to know what that black background was, it's my fucking soul
Yeah, we're doing
being
a big
sucked
tonight.
out of me from that goddamn game on Sunday.
Look, even Sarah's like, happy wrestling sounds a little gay. Like that.
What?
That's what I'm saying, Sarah. At least you understand.
Yeah.
So,
Wasn't like getting
oh wait, they
lathered
can't
up in
see
some
it.
baby
Never mind.
oil and
Let's go with that.
Dude, Bounty House Wrestling sounds great.
Has Ryan ever joined us before?
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
he's wanting to get on the show sometime, but it was bad timing last time we talked about it because he was getting married soon.
I was gonna say I
Oh.
saw him when Old Chicago opened. I followed him into Old Chicago because we had to do this awkward like walk around through like this muddy dirt area because it's still
Oh,
under
yeah.
construction. So yeah,
So how was Old Chicago? Was it good?
I fucking love Old Chicago. I've done 2 of their mini tours now. It's cool to me because they have so many beers that you can just randomly try anytime. And if you go like Sunday through Thursday, they have their $3 pints. So anything that's, as long as it's not in a tulip glass, it's $3 for it. So
How's the food?
food's really good. A little pricey.
What's your favorite?
My favorite is the double decker or double deckeroni. It's a pepperoni pizza with Frank's hot sauce.
Ooh,
It is
I like both of those.
delicious. I don't know why I never thought of that beforehand. It's fucking
It
brilliant.
sounds like it's horrible for
Delicious.
reflux.
Oh,
Because pepperoni and it's weird. I used to not be able to eat pepperoni when like 10 years ago because it messed with my stomach so much. I can eat it now, but I couldn't eat a pepperoni pizza. It would just give me heartburn.
Raw
I
garlic.
can see
Pussy.
Raw garlic late in the evening.
It's weird that I grew out of heartburn.
I'm kidding.
That's strange. Like you think you'd grow into heartburn.
Seaman Trees. Who's that? Anybody know who that is? Chug, chug, chug.
What'd you say? Oh,
Yeah.
I totally thought you said semen trees. I was like, this is not a show I want to watch or hear about. No.
Pretty good, right?
Oh.
Is there pudding involved? I didn't even see her over
Why
there.
are we stuck on you and me, Tate?
Oh.
Big ass fucking tumbler in our way.
I'm a random dude. Well, hello, random dude. Welcome to the show.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Welcome.
Welcome.
We review beer. We talk a lot of shit.
This is very true.
We shoot the bull. We talk about important things mainly. And
The last time we talked about important things, actually, of all people, it was Josh Cook who defended it. It was like, this is the bullshit. You shut up. This is what I tuned in for. So
and I got offended.
Cheers. Is it pronounced Seaman or Seven?
Cheers, man. 6 minutes till review.
So what we're drinking right now is something that I've never seen before. It's a Brut
Good push.
IPA. We went into Cave Divers. They're our sponsor, Cave Divers South.
Shout out Cave Divers.
And,
Will's on.
We're well
Put
acquainted.
those guns away, Tate.
Oh yeah, I can't flex them. They break the camera.
guns out.
Seaman.
But like we're very acquainted with their selection, and I've never before seen a Brut IPA, and now they have 3 of them. So apparently it's the trendy thing to do.
Will's our plug, if you didn't know.
Oh
Shout
yeah,
out to the plug, Will.
Will from Cave Divers.
That sounded a little
It
terrible.
sounds-
It sounded.
Shout out to
So
that ass
well.
plug, bro.
Ass plug.
Shit.
Oh look at that.
Ooh. Actually, let's see if we can.
Get that.
Oh, do
Do
the
a
whole
demonstration.
pour on it?
Can we
keep
get-
going. Keep going.
Can we get a?
Do you want me to
Go to
flip
the
it?
other. There it is.
Ooh,
There it is.
Oh, there we go.
Get it live.
Am I under?
Here, I'll hold the glass.
We're doing it live.
All right, we're doing it. Fuck it, we're doing it live.
Seaman.
Seaman. All right, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
pour it like that and get your nice
Okay,
little
keep going.
juicy pour,
Keep
Listen
going.
for the Star Wars door.
and then you hear the.
Keep going. All right, cut it. Now go
Then you pour
backwards.
backwards.
Cut. Cut
Oh, there it is.
Cut it.
There it is. There it is.
It gives you the foam.
And it gives you the
Perfect.
foam. It's pretty fucking
It's
cool.
the physiques
I need
or the
sunglasses.
physics.
Physics.
All right.
I would need sunglasses.
What does he say?
Look at that Tate for
What
is
Shelby.
he saying?
I need sunglasses.
Oh.
Because Tate's got-
Shit.
he's so
Goodness.
fucking pale.
Oh, I don't like her. Never
I
have.
don't-
Oh!
This is why we can't have nice things, Tate, because you
Jesus.
fucking ruin them.
Just snaps in, I guess.
Chris is just laughing with fucking thing falling apart. The blinding white.
I know. We actually had a discussion about that a couple weeks ago, where it was it was really dark out early, and I was like, all of us are some pale motherfuckers.
Steven, you can actually. How much does it hold?
Fucking growler.
If only you could see my thighs, Shelly.
Let's say that's what he asked. You can fit up to
Dibs
a
be
growler
white.
in there. We put 6 beers in there, and
Thank you.
what? It was like how
supposed
full did you say it was?
It wasn't even half
It
full.
wasn't even half full. It was 6 cans. So.
It's supposed to keep it cold for like, what did you say, up to 8 hours?
And it holds it cold for up to 8 hours. So it's pretty fucking cool.
If you like a nice
frothy beer.
creamy head, then this will do it for you.
I feel like you're throwing you
Thanks for
threw
like
extra
saying.
creamy in there to just accentuate head. Like I feel like that
Makes it
was
weird.
really your whole point.
I think my favorite part about
I
it
was talking
is
about the texture.
it sounds like a door opening and closing for Star Wars. That's really the coolest part.
It is.
So you just dump it in? Yeah, you do. You just pour it. You pop the top off. You pour
Well,
it in.
little latches
So
Yeah.
the other thing you can do, you don't have to pour it in. If
There's
you
actually a
don't
hose
want to
in there.
clean it, you can just put your bottle inside or your can inside, and it'll pull it out of the bottom, and then you can go from beer to beer to beer, and it works just fine.
Yeah, we were doing that Friday, just putting our beer bottle in there and hosing right in the mouth.
Hosing.
Works good.
Mouth hole.
Hosing in the mouth.
Hosing in the mouth hole.
I feel like there's been creamy
Chewbacca.
head and hosing in the mouth.
Jason, you need to just
Creamy head is what I
Change
search
your
on
direction.
Pornhub.
About what?
you need to change your direction.
I
Wrong
like
way.
it.
It's amazing how fine the foam is, though.
No, yeah, the foam really is. It's.
But it does die kind of quick. I mean, mine just drop. I just watch it go.
Oh man, so this, I can't talk about it yet. Sorry, I want to.
glug 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 glug.
You got 2 minutes.
Beer 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 beer.
2
Cream
minutes.
head is what I search on Pornhub.
Frothy. It's a frothy. Head.
Yeah, next time search for frothy.
Much better results.
Oh,
Much
God,
better.
now I'm imagining this money shot, and it's just
Ah.
terrible. It's just fucking terrible. You're like, this guy's got a disease. That's
This
just
guy- oh, wow.
bad. It shouldn't come out like that.
So the
It was
AFC
strong.
game. So we tried to find a picture for our background of frozen tears. It was a failure. We did find tears,
just like Tate.
though, didn't we?
Woo!
We found-
Yeah, it just fit like shit, so we went with the Winter Wonderland.
Okay.
I mean,
okay.
I will say I was at the game, so I've got a pretty good story about this one.
But did you cry?
I did cry.
Yeah,
I cried.
I thought so.
I was very emotional after that game.
Sitting there for 4 hours and freezing your
4
ass
hours
off
freezing your
just to
ass
fucking
off,
lose.
getting
And
hammered.
you're 3 hours away from home.
Fucking lose and
Did you
have to
cry the
drive
whole
all the way
way
home.
home?
How much did
I
those
did
tickets?
not. I slept most of the way home.
How much did it cost you? The tickets
What kind? Tickets. We paid $240
each.
each.
Yeah.
Which if we would have bought it on Tuesday, we would only had to pay $190. But I was not sold on going until actually one of my bosses talked me into going because she was like, "Listen, you only live once."
Hey, I knew that
Gotta
statement was
go.
going to be in there.
Yeah,
I
it was
knew
like,
it.
and it was the same thing for why I went to the Royals playoff games because it was like, you might never get to do this again. So talked me into it. On Sunday morning, I got a wild hair up my ass and said, "Fuck it, let's go find tickets. I don't give a shit." My girlfriend Archie had been looking all week for them, and finally we were just like, "All right, we're doing it." So my sister was at work in Wichita, and I was like, "Shauna, I think we're gonna go to the game." And she goes, "What?" I was like, "I think we found tickets." First of all, because we thought we'd found tickets for $150, and we were stoked for it. So we were like, "Yes." Guy had been texting us back, and when we asked him to show us proof because it was on Craigslist that he actually had the
It
tickets,
was addictive.
it went cold. He didn't send us anything back. So at that point, I was already sold. I was like, I don't give a shit how much we have to pay. So we get there, and we had bought them from a third-party ticket place called Ticket Monster. And
Knockoff Ticketmaster.
pretty much, yeah. So we're driving
Keep that in
down.
mind.
We're driving down, and my sister's like, I still haven't gotten the ticket to my thing, so I need to call them. So we're literally at this point now sitting in front of Arrowhead Stadium, getting ready to walk in, and she's on the phone and they're like, "Oh, the tickets that you bought, we don't actually have. The people who owned them denied you." And we're like, "What?" Like, we didn't get an email from it. We didn't get anything like that. So we're sitting out there like, this is not happening. The lady's like, "I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. We can refund you the money." And she's like, "Refund me the money? We're at Arrowhead. Like, I can take a picture of the front gate. Like, we're there. They're sold out. I need some tickets." So we got the manager. We weren't dicks about it. I almost was a dick about it. And they upgraded us from section 323, which is what we were originally supposed to be, to section 1. I think we were in like 120 or something like that. Right behind the field goal posts, row 14, for no upcharge. So we spent $240 for $600 tickets, and I guess I was on TV.
Yep.
Yeah, we snapped the
Yeah.
photo.
So I think we win.
I was gonna put it up tonight, but I ran out of time. I can probably still get it up there.
So, Mom,
lull period.
the cameras that we're using are very, very basic Logitech webcams, 720p.
Yeah, one's probably that's a 1080, but we run it at 720 because Facebook throttles the shit out of it anyways.
Yeah.
The old one's probably a $20 fucking webcam. That one is now down to probably 60.
That's like the one. I have a little better one at home.
But it makes us look great.
Yeah, I've seen these before.
I'd like to get,
that's why they
I'd
put
like
it
to
on
get
us.
another 920 so that we have two. But
And it's beer time.
It is beer time.
So
Yeah.
this is my pick. Let's go over it real quick. So this is Ska Brewing. This is out of Durango, Colorado.
Oh, I forgot this was Scotland. That explains a lot.
So we have, this is probably like our fifth, maybe fourth or fifth Ska beer.
yeah, we've got a lot of them.
And I think every one of them so far we've liked. I think.
Everyone's been a sour so far. Every one of them.
Yeah, the
has
pink
been a
paper
sour.
stew.
No, 'cause they have the, okay, pink
There was a
paper stew.
ghost,
Okay,
Gosa, like a sea salt Gosa.
'cause pink
The
paper stew
green
is the
apple
grapefruit,
Gosa.
right?
Yeah. This one's
Excellent tart lager.
5.7% alcohol. It's a Brut IPA, and I think the way, as far as what I'm interpreting, the way that's coming across is something that's dry and a little bit lighter, actually.
Alexa, what's a Brut IPA?
But 5.7, that's actually a little bit lower on the IPA. But
Fuck that guy.
it's called the Moral Panic, and it is probably different than any IPA I think we've had on the show so far. It has more hop aroma than it does hop flavor. It's a very drinkable, easy beer. Just a little bit of light.
Oh, shit. That is why. Brut IPA. Brut is an enzyme long used to make big imperial stouts a little easier on the palate, and it's now being repurposed for IPAs.
Nice.
Ah, shit.
Used for
Okay.
making what?
Imperial stouts.
It's
Easier
an
to drink.
enzyme.
Yep. Probably breaking down some of that flavor. Holy shit. Have you been drinking?
I wonder if she hasn't watched the show in a while since we got the lighting.
Yeah, we have a
Lights.
2-camera system now, Ma.
And we have lights.
And we have
They make us
special
look so much
high-end
brighter.
lighting, yeah.
The kind of lights they use in porno. Sorry.
But this is a
Oh.
it's not sweet. I think it is a little bit more dry.
Takes out all the residual sugar.
And I'm curious about the enzyme. So this is an additional enzyme that isn't normally part of the beer brewing process.
Leave complete dryness, pretty much.
Yep.
So it's got some light. This is not a bitter beer.
No.
Compared to a lot of the IPAs we have, it's not a bitter bomb. It's light. It's dry. It's pleasant. This is a beer you could drink a lot of.
Created just months ago and is now spreading like wildfire.
See, yeah,
That's actually in the description.
this was. I've never seen one before this week, and now there's 3. And,
Makes sense. Popped up everywhere.
Yep. But light. I think you could probably drink 5 or 6 of these without any problem. It's not a heavy beer at all. But
I didn't see Joyce tune in, but hi Joyce.
it'd be a good
Hi,
starter
Joyce.
IPA. I like the hops though, and that's what I'm looking for when I buy some of these. But
That's exactly what I was waiting for him to comment on.
yeah, I want more hops in this. It's still good beer. I would buy it again. I'll say I'm gonna give it a 7. It's gonna be rough on it.
Can you fill that up?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm next.
Dude, you guys are just.
Do you want that?
You guys are draining this.
I was gonna get.
Uh oh. Okay, there we go. Still got some. You guys are draining this.
I'm
It's
gonna
terrible.
say
Nobody should drink it but me.
I gotta agree with Tate on how smooth it is. It is a little dry for me. There isn't a ton of like flavor profile as far as like citrus notes or anything like that. It's kind of just a beer with just a light beer with hops, which is a good and a bad thing. I think they got what they were expecting out of this. I don't know that I would buy this too often because it doesn't have that flavor profile I'm looking for. It's kind of like a blonde with hops almost.
Fridge is open.
And being 5.75 ABV, I can find something that excites my like taste buds a little more than just having a plain beer. I know I go 6.5 a lot, but that's kind of the fringe on the would I buy it, would I not. It's a good beer. I don't mind it at all, but I don't think I'd buy it too often, if ever. But I don't mind the flavor at all. 6.5.
So it definitely doesn't have that original punch in the mouth that you expect from an IPA, but it also doesn't have that super bitter aftertaste that you expect from an IPA.
Yeah.
Which is both. I'm not a huge fan of the not initial one because I like that initial flavor burst in your mouth. But it also still has a lot of flavor from it. And that's actually what I was very interested in, is trying it out of the can afterwards. But it doesn't have that bitter aftertaste, which I think is great. It's kind of like a session IPA.
It's 5.7, so
yeah,
it's close to a session.
It's close there.
That's a good point.
Which is what I originally thought, because it does very much have the IPA flavor after the initial taste, because you can still taste that it's an IPA and it has that kind of flavor with it, but it doesn't have like really anything out of the ordinary for it. You know, there's nothing that really separates it that makes you go, oh wow, yeah, this is great. Other than
kind of just washes out.
Yeah, I think this is, I always joke with my girlfriend because she's always trying to find a IPA that she likes, and I think she would actually like this one because it doesn't have that.
This is like a light IPA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It tastes like a light beer.
It would be like a light beer, because it doesn't but I could actually drink this. I think this would be the first time that I give a higher score than anybody else when it comes to an IPA. Because I'm gonna give it an 8. I really like it. I don't mind it at all. Like I would buy this and drink it on a Friday night game night.
It's like a lighter version of like not a hoppy wheat. If they have like a hoppy pilsner, it reminds me of like a hoppy pilsner.
Actually, that's a great comparison.
I can see that.
And it's dry as fuck, but it's not overly
But it's
dry.
not making your mouth like
My tongue
big
is
for
not
another.
like
Yeah, you're not
drying up.
Because the first thing when it said Brut, obviously you think of the champagne, because that's what you think. And every time I think about Brut champagne, I'm just like, it makes my mouth just start going.
7, 6, 5, 8. And Jason's got.
Set your clocks.
This so far has been the best IPA I think we've ever had on the show, at least to me. There are some that I've liked the after effects of. Ooh, like the death breath.
Ooh,
I still have a scar from the death breath. But no, this gets all the flavor profiles that I always talk about that I like at the front, and it cuts out all of that end. It cuts out all of the dry, it cuts out all of the bitterness, it cuts out all of the residuals of the hops, but it still gives it that hop flavor. I'm really curious to see some of those other ones that we saw, how those turn out, if this one turned out so well. I mean, this does have, it's all the front flavors, but none of the, I'm going to say back end side effects. I really, really like this. This is absolutely an IPA I will buy again. I will buy this again. So it is an 8 for me.
And it's completely different out of the can than it is out of that.
Oh, yeah. It actually has a little more hoppy flavor
I was gonna
directly
say,
out
that
of the
original flavor kicks in a little more.
And I do want to say, too, it's almost like a milkshake IPA without the sugar.
With how light it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can try it out of the can.
Sure.
And it definitely has that frontal flavor way more than
Yeah, it's
And
very
still
very good.
None of that back end.
I was honestly surprised whenever I first drank this, and that because every time we have an IPA, you're like, that's a good IPA, and I'm like, oh, I'd probably rather lick the floor than this. But this time I was like, oh man, this actually is it's pretty good. But I didn't know if it had to do with this or not.
That might have flattened it out a little.
It did. It absolutely did.
Like a flat Mountain Dew or pop.
We got a little too excited.
That's more fizzy feeling.
Well, and I feel like it might be a little bit more like pronounced in the sharpness, the flavors.
Yep.
Yes,
out of the can.
Absolutely.
So this is a mellower.
Doled it.
Or mellow dole.
Yeah.
We should try that with a big
really
imperial
hoppy.
stout.
I was gonna say something really hoppy or an imperial stout. There you go.
This is definitely
this is Victory at Sea. Wasn't that whatever it was?
High
we
West.
should try that.
The High West or the regular.
Bourbon barrel aged shit.
The 14.9.
That's the High West.
Oh, geez.
That's the bourbon barrel aged. Yeah.
We should try that out of there. See how that turns out.
Oh, High West.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you guys are lucky that we're having a podcast tonight. I didn't know if we were going to do it with the weather. It was straight out whiteout conditions when I was driving home from work. I was like, I can't see 50 feet ahead of me.
Shout out to Sarah for driving.
When I left, it was about 8th or 16th of a mile.
It was rough.
But then, like, when you guys arrived, it was basically over. Like, the snow, the visibility was
literally
there.
light.
At one point, when we went to the liquor store to buy all the beer, it looked like there were
pellets.
Just
Snow
like,
pellets.
Jason's beard in all of its glory literally had all these little bitty snow pellets in it.
It looked like somebody took a handful of styrofoam and
It chucked it at his beard, and that's what we got.
That is the shit that makes me think the government's controlling the fucking weather.
Because it's not flakes?
It didn't look normal.
It didn't look normal, yeah. It was
normal
weird. It
snow.
looked like the salt pellets were on the ground, but they weren't salt pellets.
It's like a conspiracy fucking
Chemtrails.
going.
I've been listening to a podcast lately,
It looks
and
like he's
every time that they do the sound check, one of the guys is always like, he'll be like, the government faked the moon landing, do it up, bab down, so that he gets all kinds of stuff, and he does like some sort of conspiracy theory. Jet fuel doesn't melt steel beams. It's always shit like that.
What up,
and
Gavin?
it's always fucking hilarious.
So,
it's great.
Did you? I don't know how many of you have Twitter, but it was a couple days ago. It was like, and on this day, thanks for the game invite. Welcome. Now me and you have to wrestle.
Do it in the kitchen.
Oh no! I didn't. God damn it! Sorry,
Nothing
Spencer.
better than kitchen wrestling.
Sorry.
If you want to be a part of our our annual Brews Bros BS wrestling tournament, it'll be at our block party.
Gotta break out that vegetable oil.
We're doing it in a bouncy house.
His brother will actually be like,
look at
what?
how
I'm
amped
in.
about. I get to wrestle
You know,
the guys in the bounce
Zach
house.
will be the first
We're
one to
gonna
be
go with your friend.
"Get out here wrestling?
We're
I'm coming in to
bouncy
wrestle."
house. I know the guy to get it from too.
I'm gonna dig a mud
I know
pit
that
in your
guy.
I'm gonna dig a mud pit in your backyard. That's what this is happening.
Damn it! I completely forgot what I was gonna say.
Dibs on the bouncy house for this
What were
next
we
year.
talking
I got it
about
coming.
before this shit broke out?
What's up, Dave?
Derailer.
Alright, how about that sour?
You ready?
Oh, it's sour time.
This is empty.
Watch out! Hey, watch out! Get out of here!
Do I warm water and we drink the sour out of it, or just pour?
What?
You gonna pour sour or run out of that again?
I don't give a fuck, dude.
I don't give a fuck, dude. Yeah, Spencer, I'm sorry. It was spur of the moment. The only reason my girlfriend's roommate got to go is because you were like, "Fuck it, if all fails, we're gonna tailgate." And that was it. Oh, thank you.
Oh. You weren't gonna do what was it, Detroit Rock City? You weren't gonna beat up some kids for their fucking tickets?
I don't know if that would have worked. I don't know if that would have worked.
Chewy, we have your
Work for
approval.
them in
We
the
doing
movie.
I
good.
fucking sing
We doing
that
good.
movie, songs from that movie all the time.
So,
And nobody knows what that fucking movie is.
Did you see-
fucking love Detroit Rock City.
did you see some of the videos of
I can't
Brady,
quote it, but that's a good movie.
Brady and Gronk smiling as they're walking out of
As-
Arrowhead? Oh my god, they had these shit-eating grins on their face. I was like, God damn it, Brady!
How can I know things?
I didn't even see it. I told Sarah I think my next tattoo is gonna be Rick from Rick and Morty, and it's gonna have the Tyrion quote there. And I drink and I know things. I think that's gonna be it.
Tyrion is one of my favorite fucking characters.
We've been
He is my
rewatching
favorite
that.
character
Didn't he
on
win
that
an
show.
Emmy this year? Or he won some.
He should have.
Oh shit!
Dude, he's amazing.
The motherfucker's a badass. He literally makes that series with his.
So I think the Hound.
The
I would
Hound is
argue
oh, yeah.
the Hound. The first 4 seasons, I think he
Clegane?
makes it. Clegane. He is a fucking intense character, but for like 2 seasons, he's completely out of the show, and then you forget about him until he
There's
pops
nothing
back
sweeter
up.
than killing.
Well,
man.
you know, it's there's
How
gonna
many
be,
of you cunts do I have to kill about chickens?
So you know that there's going to be the showdown this season because it's all coming to an end. Him and his
There's
brother.
no way that they're gonna settle. They can't settle it to my satisfaction.
Dude,
No.
it's
Just fucking
impossible.
No.
But that's what they're gonna
No.
have to do.
The Clegane Bowl. I can't wait. Can't wait.
Well, and the fucking his brother's dead. I mean, it's
That-
gonna be wild.
And the fucking dude. Okay, so you see him in season 1, and then now, like, he still continued to get like.
It's a
fucking
different
bigger.
character.
Oh,
It's a different
what-
character.
Did they get a new
different
guy to do it?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
because
it's
it was
Thor.
what's his
dude.
name?
No, Thor is the new one. He's a
No, he always has been.
I don't think so.
Absolutely. Look it up. Look at how much
I was gonna
weight
say-
he's gained and his size increased in the last 10 years.
Because
He
they
went from 175 pounds to 380 pounds.
because they had what's his name stand next to him after that scene where he dies but he also kills.
Mm.
And so they're at the beach, and I mean, what's his name is just like all scrawny and shit,
Yeah.
and he's fucking because he's like world's strongest man.
Yeah.
He's
You
one of
know,
them,
like yeah,
Deadlift.
so
Deadlifted 1,000 pounds.
he's ridiculous. Beer probably sour. I'm not much of a beer drinker. Okay, so what's
Thanks for the
everyone's favorite style of
follow,
beer?
Steven.
I'm an IPA guy, Steven.
No, we got.
I like
Tate
sours.
Tate says he likes IPAs, but anytime there's a fruity beer, he fucking loves that shit.
Sour, then stout, then porter.
I like sours
Oh,
too.
Okay.
IPA.
Josh says a different guy played in the first
Ooh.
season. I thought it was the same dude. I could have sworn it was the
I'll
same.
clip that
I
shit.
would have to rewatch the first season because I
Well,
honestly don't remember him. from the first season.
I don't even know if he was in the first
He
season.
was because he did the tournament with King Robert. He was in that, and then that's when he knocked the other dude off, and he cut off his horse's head, and then he fought
So,
the Hound.
Okay.
We're
What's your-
rewatching it.
What's your favorite style, Steven?
We're rewatching it right now, and it's the scenes where Arya is at that castle that was melted by the dragons, and where he's kind of like in charge.
Oh, so you're like in season 3.
Yeah, and he's like tall and scrawny. He doesn't have any bulk to him at all. He's tall. He's like
He's tall as
6'4",
fucking
6'5",
shit.
but he doesn't have any bulk to him. And like later seasons, it's this enormous man.
Ooh.
How could it be the same guy?
Tyrion, then Arya. Those are my top 2.
I'm
Look
just
at that
waiting
guy.
for Arya to fucking lose her shit and gut. Got to start to see last season.
Yep.
But I'm waiting for her to go full
She
blown.
can't. There's not enough time.
I know,
There's
but
just
she
not enough
has to
time.
go
I
full
hate
blown
that
fuck
they're trying to
everyone
say
at
this
some
is the last
point.
season.
Oh, it's the last season. There's 10 episodes.
They're hour
10
long
episodes?
each.
No, they're
2.
2 hours.
2 hour long each.
2 hour long
Feature-length
episodes.
films. Yep.
Fuck, they might be able to do it in that. That's a lot.
Dude, Arya has got to be the best character. She's great.
Tyrion's awesome though.
I don't know. But for your point, look at that guy. He's 29 now. 29. But look at him from when he finished high school to now. When he finished high school, he's 140 pounds.
And now he makes what's his name look fucking
140
tiny.
fucking pounds at 7 feet tall. That guy
Wow.
was nothing but skin
That's
and bones.
ridiculous.
Yeah. And then look at him, and he's got a commercial for Mountain Vodka in Russia. And he is easily, I mean, he's the size of a small fucking vehicle. He is fucking huge.
It's only gonna get wilder when it gets here. I cannot wait for that shit.
Oh. I've mentioned this before, and spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched. There was so much, just you can definitely tell when it stopped being George R.R. Martin was writing the story.
Oh yeah.
And I don't like that. I think the very end of last season was all Deus Ex Machina. It was Hand of God. So many things were so coincidental and just
rushed.
so poorly, so poorly introduced. I was like, wow, are you fucking serious? Like this is how you want to do that? It was like, let's get this over with. And I was like,
Yeah,
I don't-
it's
I don't
like
really
the
like that.
first. I don't know, what is it? Season 7 or 9 coming out?
9.
9.
Yeah.
It's like the first 5 or 6 were drawn out. Everything's nice,
Well,
and
but
then
that's
the
the-
last couple was like.
That's the biggest issue with him not finishing. You know,
People
books.
love this
His
fucking
books.
show. Just keep it going.
Oh yeah, well, and that's the thing is like, at this point, it's like the Sopranos, because by the last season of the Sopranos, they were paying what's his name $1 million an episode,
Oh yeah.
and it was
That was
absolutely
a long time ago.
a long time ago. It was absolutely insane. And I mean, if you look at series like that are close to it, Shameless would be the first one that comes to it, because what's her name isn't supposed to be in this season of Shameless, because after last season when she held out, she was like, "You pay me the same amount."
The main character.
Yeah, the oldest sister.
Slut.
She was like, "You pay me the same amount as the dad, or else I'm not doing it." And they were like, "Well, I don't know if we can do it." She's like, "I literally bring this show together. Like, Frank is a great character, but all that dude does is he pops up and pops out.
And do drugs.
Like,
Yeah.
He just does a bunch of drugs,
Fuck
drinks,
most people over.
yeah, fuck a bunch of people over. But like,
Even though they all
He
kinda
gets
do that.
shit shoved up his ass.
yeah, she is literally like the entire. Everything revolves around her because she holds everything together. So she's like, if you're gonna make this, like, I have to be paid the same amount as Frank does, or else I'm not doing the series. And they were like, okay, well, fine, we'll pay you this one. And so finally,
Good for
after this
her.
last one, she was like, no, I'm not gonna do another season. So now they're like, panic mode.
I don't know. I couldn't get more than a few seasons into that before I was like, this is repetitive, and everybody just they
create their own demons.
They do.
Yeah,
They
they
do.
create a shitstorm, and then at the end of the episode, it's like lovey-dovey.
It all starts to come back in. Yeah,
Lovey-dovey.
but that's why people.
I can't
fucking
watch
love it.
people create their own demons.
Yeah,
Make their
it's
own
just too
demons over
real.
and over
It's
again.
an emotional roller coaster.
It was good. I mean, I watched like 3 or 4
Probably
seasons.
same.
But I think,
And then I just was like, yeah.
There's
I'm over
characters
it.
you love, characters you hate. Like it.
I
Well, it's
think
kind of like Weeds. Fuck, I hated
Yeah.
that.
I
Weeds
like
got
that
really
show,
bad around the
but
6 or
it
7.
started sucking ass.
Hi, Anna.
What's
No,
up? What's
but
up, Anna?
Weeds
Cheers.
went downhill when they turned it into
Better
the
late than
Mexican,
never.
Mexican cartel. You were like,
I thought towards the end of season 1, where it's like this woman, she's like, I gotta take care of my family, I gotta do all this stuff, and you know what I'm gonna self-direct? It's like, wonderful premise. Wonderful, wonderful premise.
But then she's fucking like a guy every couple episodes.
Absolutely. That's where I was like, so really all they've turned her into is, I fuck people to get my way.
Yeah.
I was like, that takes away all the power that she had in this.
Yep.
And that's what made me
Because she went from
dislike it.
witty to just like
Yep.
being the bitch for whoever she needs
Yep.
something from.
but then it turned back around and it came back. So,
Are you guys getting weather up there?
oh yeah, we got
shitty.
snow, we got ice.
It's pretty bad.
It literally was 38
It was
degrees this
crazy.
morning when I woke up, and it was 23 degrees by the time I got to work.
What's crazy is you were talking about the guy in The Sopranos making $1 million an episode back then, and people freak about the Big Bang Theory characters making $1 million an episode
Millions of
nowadays.
them now, yeah.
So
Do they
really,
really?
they're not making shit
Oh, wow.
compared
Well,
to that guy.
And that's the thing is like,
But it was an HBO show.
yeah.
So HBO pays their actors a lot more money because they have a lot more money to throw
And
around.
they don't do nearly as many episodes as
True.
other ones do, because like Big Bang Theory, they're coming out with 2 seasons. I mean, they split them up, but essentially 2 seasons every year. Whereas like
True.
HBO have got 10 episodes. That's a season. You're done.
I need to watch The Sopranos sometime.
Oh, dude, such a good series.
I keep trying to finish The Wire because it's supposed to be like one of the best
I've
shows
never
ever
watched
made.
it.
And I get like a season and a half, and I'm like, it's
That's
fucking
got that-
boring.
That has that guy that's playing a ton of shit, right? He's been like the drag queen. He's been the cop. He's been.
I don't know, probably.
So, have
But I
you
don't know
guys
his name.
seen?
There's a lot of good.
He's in a ton of fucking.
Have you guys seen?
Shows.
Oh, Tremaine got me on this, and it's is it Mulder or Scully? Which one's the guy?
Scully? We're talking Bones?
No.
that's
X-Files.
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 Mulder's the guy.
X-Files.
Mulder's the
Californication?
Californication.
I've never watched it.
Oh my
I watched
god,
it. It's awesome, dude.
dude, that is a great fucking TV series.
But it's
And-
kind of womanizing.
Oh, dude, it's definitely womanizing, but it's so fucking crazy because that guy literally, we get into the like
He
creating your
lives the
demons.
life of an artist
Oh yeah,
or writer.
and like it's everything that I'm gonna say like everything that you want it to be, but like every time you think that he's about to get what is supposed to be, he fucks it up.
Yeah.
Just takes that shit and throws it right in the fucking shitter.
So it's like watching Bob's Burgers, where you're like,
Yes.
oh, something good's gonna happen to this
Yes.
family finally.
and then all of a sudden,
bad.
yep.
Or
And then all of a sudden his
normal.
daughter
Oh,
hates him.
goddamn.
And
No, but
moving.
usually this is him creating his own fucking problem. It's always him running into the ground. You're like, oh, thank God, it's finally gonna happen. Train wreck.
4 minutes to review. I don't have the timer up, but I'll get it up.
I bet you say that to all.
That's what he said.
I'll get it up.
Well,
It's bigger in the dark.
I'll tell you this. Tay, you're awfully quiet.
I had something out. I'm trying to remember what the hell I wanted to say. I didn't want to interrupt you.
Sorry,
and,
we're
and
on
now
a
it's
roll.
gone, and I can't. It was so important.
We were on
Can't
a roll.
fucking remember it.
We're on filler material
I don't even
for
watch
the-
TV
for
in
the years right now.
there.
A
little
so
bit.
series that I'm watching right now, Sex Education on
I
Netflix,
saw it, but
and it is fucking
It's got Scully.
hilarious. It's got Scully.
dude, she's lost a ton.
Yes, it's
of weight.
weird seeing her like that.
Oh Jesus!
And
She looks
she's blonde.
fucking a skeleton.
She's like super
If
blonde.
you haven't seen What Happened on Monday on Netflix, that's a goddamn good movie.
Is that the Seven Sisters movie?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
With the population control and shit. It's a great movie.
Oh,
I thought it was way better than Bird Box. But Bird Box was good.
I thought something was going to happen in Bird Box, and it wasn't. It was just
Oh,
all
so bad.
I don't like how you didn't see what the fuck it was.
Yeah, that's all I want to
I hate
know.
that shit.
That's all I want to know.
Yeah.
Like you
But
can't have a whole
it's
movie
one of those
premise about
movies
some
where
bullshit and then
It's
not
good
tell
while
us
you're
what
watching
bullshit
it, and then after, it's not good.
You know what you should watch?
because you always feel
Train to
disappointed.
Busan. Have you
Train
watched it?
what?
To Busan?
To Busan.
Yeah, and the sequel's going to come out this year, so it's really.
Is that
it's
3 words?
Yeah.
T-U and then
Train to
T.O.
Busan.
oh T.
Yeah.
I'm
So-
thinking fucking Spanish, bro.
It's
no, it's actually put the Busan on the end.
It's actually Korean, but it's a zombie movie, and it's about how quickly it spreads and how people react. But it's a lot more realistic than you would expect. And then it ends with, well, where that ends, the sequel picks up.
On
I was like,
Netflix?
oh man, yeah. So, and it originally started as an anime, and it was the entire trip of how that spread and everything, and then it spreads out to the city and stuff like that too. But as far as good movies, it's a good movie to watch.
Okay.
You need to watch The Punisher. Fucking need to watch The Punisher.
So do I. My brother's been telling me about it. People at work been talking about it.
All I'm thinking about right now is having to defeat Adam in a bouncy house wrestling match.
That's why is that all you can think about?
He's my only competition.
So
Nobody else goes
the
to
only
the
way that you're gonna do that, if you're talking about BJJ, you're not. If you're talking about MMA, you're gonna have to fucking run in there and just drop kick him right in the chest, knowing that you're not gonna hurt
I
yourself.
can beat him with BJJ.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, here we go with BJJ again.
I feel like you put him in an arm lock, and he would just
you can't do
fucking
arm locks.
lift you.
You can't do
gotta
arm
get
locks.
Ah,
No, Adam either gotta get his foot. or
What's
he's
up,
gotta get his neck.
Matty?
One of the two.
Get on
He
his back
did say
or
that his ankles were his
Foot
weak.
or neck.
Yeah.
Or
He
knee
did say his
bar.
ankles
Knee
were his
bar.
weak.
So Matt Rhodes is my buddy from Parsons, Kansas. We both were in choir at Labette Community College,
That name sounds familiar.
Nope.
and
Don't know who it is.
while we were in choir, we were supposed to go to Renfest one year, and
Renfest where?
KC.
Okay.
So
Makes
is
a
that
big
Olathe?
difference.
Is that Olathe? Yeah. So we were singing at Renfest as part of our choir trip. Well, I lived at this fucking wild ass house where all we did was party.
This
It
is
was,
gonna take long 15 seconds.
I'll make it quick.
I'm kidding.
So we went to this place with wild ass, like we used to party all the time, and he came out and we literally had like our poppers outfits, and we were getting hammered, passed out, woke up late, missed the bus, so we fucking drove past the bus on the way there, hammered, fucking get to Renfest before the group does. Buddy gives his keys to our friend who left early, and his keys got locked in his car at Renfest and taken away, and he couldn't get back.
I got a voicemail.
He was super salty about it, but
I wonder
that's
if
my boy
she'll
Matt
be able
Rhodes.
for tomorrow.
Hopefully,
Yep, you're
yes,
up.
you do. It's your choice.
Tell us about it first too. Do a little intro.
Little recon, El Gose.
So,
So this is Avery Brewing Company's
See.
El Gose,
Boulder.
which is
Boulder, Colorado.
Oh, out of Boulder, Colorado.
Oh, we're on
It's a German-style
Colorado.
sour ale, so I'd say it's kind of a Berliner Weiss mixed with a Gose. Ale with lime and sea salt. Brewed with rocky mountain water, malted barley, malted wheat, lime, sea salt, hops, and yeast. I can see that.
Let's have another.
Foolish back in the lost days. Yes, we were.
Anybody need one?
I do.
Sure.
This kind of reminds me of a ska beer, to be honest, as far as like a sour goes. They've got so many Goses going for them. The thing that's missing to me is like the flavor of Gose that it could be. It's kind of just sour. Just a sour Gose, and it reminds me of a Berliner Weiss with salt. So I think they nailed what they were going for, but it's a little plain for a sour. It's just a sour beer, basically. The sugar skull's pretty cool on the label, but as far as being overly awesome, I don't know. I don't think I would buy this either. It's tasty, but I like the Goses or the sours that have a fruit note to them or something other than just like a dry sour beer. This is almost like a champagne sour liquid. Like, they did well. I'm gonna give it a 6. It tastes good. It's refreshing. It's not very strong, I don't think.
4.5.
4.5, just like every other Gose in the fucking world.
Actually, most are between 3 and 4.
True. Berliner Weiss is like 3.5 usually.
And that's why. It's because it's based on that.
I like that they have Salud, Cheers, and Prost.
I figured you'd like Prost.
I like all of them. I like to say Salud.
Really?
Yeah.
I would just love to see a more creative version of this. Because it's refreshing and tastes awesome.
Maybe they'll grow with it.
I agree with you. It's got... you can definitely taste the lime. Or at least I can.
Yeah, he's got the limes in his eyes.
I was going to say, I like the limes in the eyes. So you can definitely taste the lime. You kind of get that salty aftertaste with the finish. Which, if that's what they're going for, that's perfect. It's very... very tasteful that way. For me, there's not much else that goes into it though. You just get that really sour lime taste, and then it's like you're taking a tequila shot without the tequila. So it's like
a good fucking silver tequila.
It's just like you're doing the lime and salt.
Yeah, it's exactly. It's like you're taking a bite of the lime and then licking the salt. That's essentially what this is, but it's very dry.
A cucumber jalapeno margarita sounds so good.
Oh my god! Don't. That does sound amazing.
With some chili salt rim. Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
How do we like to drink? God damn it, we're alcohol.
No, but I mean, I don't have any problem with this beer. It's not that I don't like it. It's just it doesn't. There's not a whole lot more to it for me, other than that. Like, I feel like there should be something either more on the beginning or something more on the end. There's a lot in the middle, but there's not really a beginning or end to it to me. So I'd probably give it a 6. It's not terrible. I mean, it's just not for me.
Where's it going?
I'll go. We drink a lot of sours now. I mean, it's your preference. You like a lot of them.
I love sours.
You're new, so I'm still getting a feel for you. I mean, how many beers have you picked now? 2?
2.
Yeah.
And the last one was fucking awful. I did not like it at all.
Which one was the last one?
It was the Death
Disco?
Before Disco. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh god, I was not
no.
a fan. I think last week was the worst ratings I think anybody's ever given. It was me. One of them was mine.
I like the assaulted con
I
thing.
think I gave that a 3.
Just
You
like
did.
just like the other beer though, the Brut IPA, it's a very drinkable beer. Like you could have 5 of these
In
and
the summer,
It's
I
not
would
heavy.
drink this
it's
all
not heavy.
fucking day.
I could definitely say in the summer this would
oh,
probably be a really
yeah.
good choice.
This I mean, it's solid. Like you said, there's nothing outstanding about any one aspect, one facet of it, but overall, it's a solid beer.
Yeah. So let me ask you, because you are right before I am, if this wasn't labeled as beer, would you consider this a beer? It seems like
it's almost like a lime margarita.
So like a lot of these sours, and especially this Gose, it doesn't have a lot of
beer
what
flavor?
I consider beer. Yeah. I mean, it does have
a lot of the sours are like that, though.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like part of the sour class. It doesn't have that I don't know. I'm so used to it at this point that it doesn't bother me anymore about that.
Oh, you were really hesitant to begin with on sours.
Yeah.
You were. I don't know that you remember it.
Yeah.
You were like, fuck, this isn't beer.
It's drinkable. I can't find anything wrong with it.
I think during the summer, I would appreciate this a lot more than.
There you go. Maybe more seasonal.
If I mowed the lawn and I drank 2 or 3 of these, oh shit!
If it's hot outside, and I go in and get this, that lime, salt,
refreshing, smooth, not heavy. All things you want when it's hot.
So you know how they make the Corona margaritas? I bet if you made one of these into a margarita, holy shit,
that would be great. That would be really great.
I agree.
Because it literally is. That's what this is everything in a margarita minus the tequila.
We're just drinking it during a fucking snowstorm.
Yeah.
When it's the wrong goddamn time.
You don't need the margarita mix. You just need the tequila.
Just pour this. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just put a shot of tequila in this. And a little lime wedge.
Salt on the rim. Probably a squeeze of lime, and then fucking salt that rim. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this would be perfect.
But yeah, I don't know what the timing is on this. Like, why right now? Why not?
It seems like a
it's new, isn't it?
It's a new brewery to Cave Divers. I think that's it.
Why not make it a...
Avery's not new, though. Avery's been around.
I don't think I've seen any... We've never done an Avery beer.
No.
So I know they've been around. I've seen them before.
Okay.
I mean, we go to Colorado a lot, and I always see Avery.
Why not make it some seasonal?
Yeah, it seems like a better idea.
I don't know that it's a seasonal. I mean,
maybe
I don't see any reference to seasonal in here anyways.
No. But it would be a great, honestly, this would be a great, like you said, mow the lawn beer. This would literally, I would get down with that.
So I started the mow the lawn saying, when I was talking about the summer shandy, the Leinenkugels.
Yep.
There's nothing, because I talk so much shit.
Or grapefruit shandy.
I talk so much shit on Leinenkugels and the summer shandy and these chick beers. But then I was out mowing the lawn and it was 102. And I came inside and I saw a Leinenkugel. Like, that sounds good. I popped it open. It was the best fucking thing on the planet.
See, I always call it a Riverfest beer. Because Riverfest,
all day drinking beer.
Like that summer shandy, when you get to the Riverfest, it's fucking hot. All you want to do is listen to music. You sit down, you drink. This would be a Riverfest.
Dude, if it was 102 degrees and you were outside with a bunch of people, you could drink this all day.
You don't want a fucking Guinness.
I would take this over Bud Light or any of the generic beers.
I agree.
Oh, easily. I'd be like, no, give me that.
Yeah.
It's we're drinking it during the wrong time of year.
We are.
But
there is literally fucking hail snow from the sky.
So bearing that in mind, I'm gonna be generous since you guys shit on it, and I do like the artwork. I love the skull.
Artwork is
the sugar skulls are amazing.
Cool.
Those, what do you call it?
Sugar skulls.
Sugar skull.
It reminds me of what was the last James Bond movie? Spectre. Spectre. When he starts out in the beginning at Cinco de Mayo.
That was a cool scene.
Yeah.
With all the buildings collapsing. I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah, I guarantee if it were hot outside and the air conditioner was on right now, this would get probably an 8 from me. But just the time of year that we're in right now, like, this is not a drink during a snowstorm beer.
Oh no, it's not. I was expecting dark beers, but I did request light beers from all of you today.
You did.
Light and drinkable. Hey,
and you
guys,
exactly
you guys fit that bill today.
You got
good
exactly
job.
what
Good
you
fucking job. You guys nailed it right out of the park.
So both drinking beers.
So speaking of, has anybody? I know you probably haven't. Anybody weighed themselves?
I did. I did this morning.
How you doing?
I'm down 20 pounds.
Ooh,
yeah.
I have a feeling it's going to be between Jason and Sarah's doing it too, right?
Yeah,
it's going to be between you two.
She's beating me.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Beating me.
I have a feeling it's going to be between you
damn.
two.
God damn.
Because I've lost 10 pounds and.
I don't know, my aunt's in it too. I've seen her get down before.
Yeah. I don't feel like, Gavin said he's down 10 pounds.
None of you fuckers stand a chance.
Tate's gained weight.
You lack
since it
has.
started.
the mental fortitude.
We're gonna
to beat me.
fuck me. Yeah, no. I see. That's where I'm lucky. Is I work in a restaurant, so I can literally just eat grilled chicken and broccoli.
I just have coffee.
Put a
That's
little.
it.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that.
Coffee fucking all day, and then I get home, and then I ask what's for dinner, and then she doesn't know, so then I have gum, water, and tea.
You know what Teresa brought home last night?
Was it gum, water, and
2
tea?
cartons of ice cream.
Oh,
Different varieties.
Oh yeah, that's when you mix them motherfuckers
No,
together.
so we tried the Aldi ice
This
cream.
motherfucker loves ice cream.
I was about to say.
I do, dude.
Chris is like, that's my shit.
So we
I
tried.
ain't winning shit. I put brownies on the bottom, heat them up, and put both ice creams on top.
Yeah, no. We get here tonight, and Julie's like, "Do you guys want some brownies?" And I was like, "That's not my diet." She's like, "I've got buffalo chicken tenders, mozzarella cheese sticks, cheese dip, and I've got some brownies." That's Julie.
Everybody saw you.
So
You didn't hide it all, Julie.
we've been shopping at Aldi. We're on a budget, you know. We're trying to save money on grocery bills. Aldi.
Wait.
Oh,
Fuck you.
shit.
You are shopping at Aldi's. Your wife is working overtime,
So
and
that
you're
she
gonna
can
buy
buy
a
you a
new
car.
car. You are a piece of shit. You are a piece of shit.
Wow. Well, yeah, there's the
No,
Tate hair
no,
right
no.
there. Pop, pop, pop.
We've been being really good about finances. But shop at Aldi for groceries.
Shooting.
Per
There's really good
grocery
food there.
visit, we save $40. It's
Oh,
insane
there's really good food
compared
at
to
Aldi's.
Dylan's. But their ice cream sucks a balls.
Cheap vegetables.
Their ice cream is so icy, it's got more water content.
We're 15 beers
Uh,
deep. Can I get another?
Wait, what are you guys drinking?
Now, hold on. Let me finish my goddamn story.
I haven't even gotten to do my fucking rating,
I don't give a
asshole.
shit.
That's true.
But she got so.
Please
If
skip
you want
that
good
part.
ice cream, go to Dylan's. Get the what is it? The premium or deluxe.
Premium
Deluxe. It's the,
yeah.
The Denali Moose Tracks.
Dude, I got that in the fridge right
Dude,
now.
the Denali Moose Tracks and the Denali Cookies and Cream.
I like
Teresa brought
Rocky
both of those
Road-
home
Rocky
from the
Road
grocery
family
store
ice
last
cream.
night. She's like,
That's my dad.
so
I love her.
I got both of these, and I'm like, all right.
Moose tracks, man.
Dude, the
Crawl.
Denali Moose Tracks
You
are
have to-
bomb.
You can't go that way.
This
You're not making
motherfucker,
it
I
over
bet
there.
you're eating a burrito and following it with a bowl of ice cream. And you're like,
Not
guys,
with
I'm
the-
doing
not
great
with
on
There's
it.
a cord!
I'm doing
Oh,
fucking
wow.
awesome on
Prove
the...
me wrong,
All right.
Julie.
Nobody in the chat. What
Look
was
at
the
that
song?
fancy right now.
Song
Julie is
three?
literally crawling so that she's not seeing in the.
Dude, 007
oh,
style.
I said cheese dip, and you reminded me of it, didn't you? Way to go, Julie.
Oh,
She did it.
geez.
She was not seeing.
Rating. Wait,
This
7, 5? What did I give it?
God, this,
I gave it a 6.
I feel like that's
because
how
it's
this is
7.5.
every week where it's like, I just rated this. What did I rate it? I don't know.
Who
It's a
cares?
9 now. I don't fucking care.
I gave it a 6 because
It's
it's
7.5.
cold.
I think I gave it a
I gave it a
7.5.
6.
6.5?
6.
I'm gonna start with my rating. I give it an 8. It nails everything for sour. It does a great job at Gose, which is generally with sea salt, and it adds lime. This is a much cheaper alternative to, I think, one of our favorite beers, which is the Sea Quench. It reminds me a lot of it. So you fucking
Look at that chip and rain.
Wow. With cheese dip in it. Yeah, keep feeding them those. Oh, look at it. You can see
But-
it at the bottom.
But I really like this.
Yo, your
It's
chip.
extremely easy to drink. It's low ABV. I just hope that this is out in the summer. I mean, this is...
Yes.
So last year I said I'd bring Life Coach. I brought Life Coach for everybody. If this is available
That's
this
my mom.
summer, I will bring this to the block party.
Yeah.
I mean, this is going to be the beer that I bring. I really like this. It's a wonderful beer. It has the appropriate contents of everything that I like in it. And depending on whether or not you've had a drink before, I am a true believer in you have to have 2 beers before you can really taste the flavor of a new beer.
Not 2 drinks.
I am a true and firm believer of that. This has a buttery middle. It has a very good mix from the front end to the back, where you start to taste that sea salt and you start to taste that lime. But right in the middle, it has a wonderful. It goes yeast, sour, butter, lime, salt. I mean, it does have a very a very good flow of flavors. There's nothing bad about this beer. I have no complaints about this.
It's a rare beer it's a rare evening when I give the sour a better rating than the IPA.
Very true.
And that happens.
Very, very true.
I like that. It's a good.
But maybe you hate Brut IPAs. How amazing would this be?
I just love hops. I love hops. But this is a good, smooth. I like lime.
Ooh.
I like salt. But I don't like the salt when it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
This is a nice, subtle, but there. It's there, but it's not overpowering with the salt.
You can definitely tell it tastes salt. It's not overpowering though.
It nails
What's up,
Gose.
Brent?
It absolutely nails
It
Gose.
subtly does.
Oh God,
salt.
Brent showed up.
Yeah.
WTF?
Can I get another?
Anything?
Yeah, really. It doesn't matter. Just give me one.
Water. Get something out of that. No, I got this.
Who all
Hey,
needs a beer? I'm
I
only
drank-
up once.
I drank the pumpkin beer earlier.
But to you, you mentioned the Salud, Cheers, and Prost. One of my favorite dad jokes that I got to tell Valentine, which is my stepdad, who speaks enough English.
Beer?
But it was ¿Cómo se dice en español? Sorry, ¿Cómo se dice en inglés un zapato?
A shoe.
Salud.
You fucker.
It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. But now also to you, you were talking earlier about Ticketmasters. Is it a spinoff? Did you see how much of a lawsuit that they got into because they were the primary reseller and they had their own bots where they were buying up tickets to resell them at their alternate sites? $900 million in a class action lawsuit last
To
year.
Ticketmaster?
Jesus.
Yes. $900 million.
Slimy motherfuckers.
Yep.
But you have
And
to,
they still have not stopped the practice.
like you have to realize that with them, their prices go up so
Look,
quickly. You're
We
like,
don't have a
"There's no
middleman.
way."
Let's make one.
Yeah.
That's exactly
So-
what they
And then
did.
pocket the money.
This is kind of like
Josh.
Trump when he was claiming that the polls were rigged,
What's up, Josh?
while at the same time instructing
Benefiting
Cohen
from the rig.
to hire IT companies to try and find a way to rig the polls.
Josh.
So yeah, the polls are rigged because I'm fucking rigging them.
Yeah. Josh, can you please be on the show? Because you share like every week and you're awesome.
Hey, he's
You're also 21 now.
What up, Cook? We'll get you
21.
drunk.
Nobody else shares every week. That's like a big fucking awesome.
It is.
Damn, I love it when your wife feeds me chips.
It's only
God
been an
damn it,
hour.
I love that. They're delicious.
It's only been a fucking hour.
Just chips covered in queso. Look, she's getting ready. I can hear her. She's gonna bring me another one. It's coming. Hold on.
I hope she smashes it in your beard.
We got some new followers on Twitch too. El Padre 456, thank you very much.
Nobody commented.
Yeah,
At
they
least on
still
Twitch.
followed.
All right.
And Ring the Bell SLC.
Nice.
Thank you for the follows.
Who was the dude last week who was watching from like
Snatch or
France
Not.
something? Snatch or Not. There we go.
Snatch or not.
Yeah, last week or that 2 weeks
That
ago?
was
That was last week.
15th of January. What is today? 22nd?
Man, Wilcom, there's some fancy jeans you wearing. What are those?
They cost $10 at Sam's.
Are those pre-ripped?
Oh, I was gonna say they looked. I had a pair of silver tabs that I wore every day for years and years and years and years. Anytime I wore jeans, until they finally ripped because they wore so thin. But I've never had a better pair of jeans than those, and it sucks because
To the
they
left, to the
stopped
left, to the left,
having
to the
silver
left.
tab-
There you
silver
go.
tabs.
Hey!
Just gotta wait till my work schedule slows down. Going in at
Oh my
4
God.
a.m. Holy shit! Till March? Where do you work?
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck.
I don't go until 9 tomorrow.
God damn.
Tortureville.
Yeah, boy, that queso. Mm-hmm.
God.
Are we done with this shit so I can
That
go
sounds
eat?
like a
That's a
fucking
bee's
nightmare.
knees.
No, it's only been an hour.
I know,
But trying to tell you about the Punisher. So in one of the episodes I watched, a guy got beat with like a 5-pound weight until his head just fucking it was half his head and the rest was just fucking mush. And I was like, oh, this is I've never wanted this more in a show. This is so fucking amazing. Like you watch him exact this revenge on people.
This is
It's
like Law-Abiding
yeah.
Citizen.
Yes.
You watch that?
Yeah.
Except for way more gory.
Oh, that
Dude,
and
that
it doesn't have a shitty ending.
actor
Yeah.
that plays the Punisher,
John
he's been
Baratheon?
through some shit.
Yeah, and he gives no fucks.
I've listened to him in some interviews, and he's like, "Yeah, I used to be a piece of shit, and I've come a long ways, and all this, and like he used to just fuck people up
Oh,
for fun." And
Wait, we get to do this now too. So you talking about actors who've been through some shit? Keanu Reeves and John Wick 3 in May.
I
Is it
was
May
waiting for this to
17th?
come
Or
out.
That dude's been
How,
through some shit.
Oh,
how are we gonna do this?
Oh, I
Do we
don't
have
know.
to review that or like watch it
yes.
We
Holy
all go watch
shit.
it.
I can't fucking wait.
We all go watch it
Oh.
on like
We're
Thursday
gonna
or
do it.
Friday.
Yeah.
We gotta
And
do
we're
it.
probably-
No. We have to do the trilogy.
Oh.
We have to do the first one, the second one, then the third one.
Do we do John Wick 1 and 2 on a show, and then like Facebook, Twitch, blah blah blah
Like
on
that
a Friday, and then or that Thursday or something, and then that fucking Friday we go watch the movie. Yeah. Oh, I
And then
can't
when the
fucking
movie
wait.
comes on Blu-ray, we do it too.
Yep. Do a full review. Do the full trilogy, and we fill up the fucking couch. We pack this couch fucking full.
Oh, God,
6,
I don't know.
8 people. Holy shit! And we do
Fucking
that.
full.
Oh,
8 people.
If you-
yes.
Yeah.
No, if we do that, the movie won't even go. It'll just be fucking blah 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 blah.
No, it will. It'll be take gravity to beer. And this is the best
I want
part.
to
When
pause
somebody
it.
starts to talk, shut the fuck up! Yeah,
Speaking of,
you fucking call them out.
who's our next guest?
I don't know how we do that.
Oh,
We're supposed to have a guest tonight, but my stepsister chickened out.
What? Well, I chicken out.
Oh.
She busted her ass twice today, fucked
I
up
can
her knee,
understand.
and has like a migraine.
I can
Mike's
understand
saying
that.
And the weather's shitty.
That
So.
sounds like a shitty day.
Josh
like-
said maybe I could be on in May.
So, what night did I come over? Was this Friday or Saturday?
Friday.
Are we talking about Fortnite?
No. Well, I mean that happened later that night. So, I came over here and Chris and I shared some beers and we were chatting. We watched
Dude.
Mike Tyson's interview on Joe Rogan.
If you haven't watched it, watch it.
Oh,
Dude.
really?
Mike
How
Tyson,
recent is it?
brand new.
A
brand
week,
new.
a week old,
Okay.
maybe.
His
I
interview.
love Mike Tyson.
His-
I mean,
He's
Watch
fucking
his
wild.
interview.
You're hesitant. I was too, but then I was listening to it halfway through. I'm like, I'm so fucking glad I watched this.
Dude, Mike Tyson is a much deeper.
oh yeah.
He
he is not an idiot.
Oh no, no,
he
no,
is
no.
brutally honest.
He is more woke than
he-
90% of the people in
And
the world.
he recognizes how he was then.
So he was
That
talking
is
about.
so
So
insane.
he was
for
talking
somebody
about.
to be able to do.
He's like, I hate that guy.
he
I hate
said-
the guy I used to be.
He's
Yeah,
fuck
he
that
he
guy.
was saying he's like, for any time that I was fighting, I was insane. And then he was talking about some of
Yep.
the shit they put him through, and like I mean, he never said a bad thing about his coach, but they were taking him.
Original coach or Don King?
No,
Original.
Don King was
Okay.
never his coach.
Original.
Oh
He
no,
was
he's
his
manager.
manager.
That's
So,
right.
who
That's
also
they were
right.
was
When
the
he-
promoter.
the guy that was fucking 70 years old
Yeah,
or some shit.
Old
and
dude.
He was a
He's got a crazy
teenager.
name. Crazy name.
Kamusk or some shit.
Got our chip coming.
This
So
bitch.
no.
In case you guys
No,
don't
no, no.
notice.
So he was talking about how when he's a 17-year-old kid and he's
Look
training.
at that
See the random hand pop up out of nowhere?
He's training fucking 14 hours a day.
No,
and all
man.
kinds of
No.
shit. Yeah.
But they're taking him to a hypnotist, and
really,
they're
Yeah.
taking him to a
I've
hypnotist.
never
And
heard.
they're
this
they're
thing
putting
before.
him deep under hypnosis, and they're saying, "Do you want to be the best in the world? What are you going to do?" And he's like, "I'm going
And
to
then
come in with vicious ferocity with the uppercut. I'm going to use the jab. I'm going
And
to
then
use
he
the cross."
trains under that mind state. So when he's going into the
That's
ring,
brilliant.
he's gone
They
into
were-
that hypnosis state, just fucking the
Josh,
dude
where
up.
the fuck did that hand come from?
So that is fucking amazing. Because have you ever heard any of the interviews from the people where he fought for under a minute, where they're like, it was like getting kicked by a mule. Like there was no way in the world I could have stayed up at all.
Yeah.
It was like being hit by a bus, and everybody
He was
says
in a
that,
different place.
where it's like he
He's
was
fucking
coming.
wild
He
as
was
shit,
gonna
dude.
kill me if I
And
didn't
then
back
Tupac
down.
it
died.
He
wasn't,
was
it
gonna
wasn't
kill me.
just Tyson could hit. No, he was in a different fucking realm.
He was
Oh,
a
yeah.
fucking brawler.
Yeah.
He was not a boxer. He was a brawler.
But that's
He
exactly
ran
why
out and
he
beat your ass.
he snapped too.
He was
when
going to take
he
your
went to
life from
lose.
you
Yeah.
if you
Yeah.
didn't submit.
He didn't know what to do, and it was at that point. It was the same. God, what was the
He was talking about doing cocaine at 11.
Yeah. She was a female fighter a couple years back. I can't remember her name. It was like 2 years ago. where she was Ronda Rousey. There we go.
Yeah.
Where she had the same treatment, where it was all of her promoters, all of her managers was like, "You can do no wrong. You're the best. You're always the best." Blah blah blah.
Her over.
And she was. She kept winning, and she's like, "I am the best. It's because I'm the best. It's because I do this thing." And whenever she lost, I mean, it went fucking south quick.
Oh yeah.
And
But imagine that at 12 years old until you're 20.
Well, he is a smart man.
Oh,
I've never, in all of the media and the press that I've seen with him, I've never once gotten that impression. He is so much deeper.
I don't remember the company, but the fucking commercial of him going back to Holyfield's house and just being like, "Can we be friends?" and giving him his ear back.
I remember that.
I was like, "What? This is fucking insane! How much money do you have to pay in order for these two people to address that situation? Holy shit!" But
then you have Rogan asking him like,
David said it looks like freaking Morty Corlo's opening right behind Tate's head, waiting for Gun Barrel to come through. Look at it, the top right corner.
What the fuck is he saying?
But I was talking about you earlier with your with your no sleeves. He sells a sleeveless T-shirt, and it's from Mike Tyson's Mystery Team, and it says "Thumbed out, gunned out."
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only laughed at his speech twice. Julie could not sit.
She
couldn't even sit here
hold it together
during the interview. But what the thing that was the most shocking is how brutally honest he was. Like,
he was
I've never heard anybody be that honest.
Self-reflective.
Oh, just imagine. So he has a lot of money. Keep that in mind. And he's had a lot of time.
Farm.
He's had a lot of time. Just imagine how much you'd reflect on yourself in that. I mean, you don't get to do it a lot now because you try to, in your free time, you try to pack as much stuff as you can to make yourself happy. Then you go to work.
But you also have people that don't do it at all.
Yeah, just now imagine you don't have any of that. What do? You reflect. You look at situations. It's the same way that you win that argument in the shower a week later when you're like, "I would have fucking told that bitch this if I would have thought about it beforehand." I mean, he does that now every day. I mean, that's what he gets the chance to do is, who was I? What if I could go back in time? What would I have done? He gets to play the time.
It's 2 hours.
Oh,
watch it.
It's an hour and a half.
Now
it's really
way
good.
too short.
It's really good.
Text me. I will absolutely watch that. That is one.
Why do I have to text you? Just
because I'll never remember. I have had at least no fewer than 5 beers. I won't remember.
That's it.
And the only other thing I've had today is coffee. So there's no way I'm going to remember this.
Yeah, I had hot Cheetos today, and I didn't take a lunch. And now I'm drinking.
Yeah,
there's a weird portal on the left side of Tate's chest that's making the viewers leave.
That's just
pull that over a little bit. There's a little nip showing. You get a little nip action.
Nip slip?
No, they did talk about how
could be the
Tyson has done DMT too.
That was kind of crazy.
And they talked about the ego death with stuff like that with shrooms and DMT and that world.
No, yeah!
Yeah, he kept doing that. I don't want to go in. Yes, it's so awesome. Type shit. That was one of the best podcasts I've seen.
Dude,
just to hear
get into more podcasts.
Just to hear a world champion, youngest world champion boxer ever, to talk like we're talking right now, like a normal fucking guy.
Wait, Josh Cook says Josh wants to do DMT. you better put on your seatbelt, bro, because that'll be something that'll change you forever.
Yep.
What is going on?
What I'm looking forward to is the fact that Chris told me that he's going to pay for my float tank.
I just posted an inappropriate website and got flagged and reprimanded. Podcast 470 of the JRE is fucking amazing.
470?
470? Who's that?
NIPSLIP.com. Nipslip.com.
Why?
Hey, they come out right now. Dude, they come out every once in a while. You gotta see them. Little nips.
Keep those bad boys put down.
Hey, dude.
Contained.
I got to keep the ladies at bay, so I can't keep these bitches coming out.
I like how it's like super
in.
clear Tate with his awkward square jawline. Can we go back to Tate? Look at that jawline. Like it's super square. Right, yeah, that thing is super square.
It is.
It's like his head is being cut out of a tripod.
He's like an N64 model, all polygoned out.
Is it not though? And then Chris is a little blurry.
So I have a thought. So I made this beanie when I was in like 8th grade.
Yay! And then there's this thing that's just like, oh,
but
hey, everybody.
When I made it, I picked the colors strictly off of what I liked, not knowing that they're like a Rastafarian theme.
Yeah.
But I crocheted this.
Jason, get up here.
By hand. During a winter ice storm in like 04.
Ow! Oh, you guys missed the hand of God. There's a hand of God out here, and it's giving us nacho cheese.
With Amber Lyons, she talks about her experience on DMT and how it changed her life and helped her with depression and anxiety. Dude, I'm telling you, stuff like that will change your fucking life because it kills your ego and lets you think without an ego involved.
Gavin, it's been a long time since I've done binary. I can't read that anymore.
I know, too.
Anybody need a beer?
I do.
All right, it's gonna be an IPA. Is that cool?
Imagine how many people on this planet have not had an ego death to where they don't even understand what the fuck you're talking about. They just think,
Shauna tried to
it felt
follow
like
her
you died.
while she was on her trip, and he ended up dying not long after from falling off his house. They say if you take DMT for the wrong reasons, the spirits will kill you. I don't know what that means.
How can you take it for the wrong reasons though?
Is that like I said fuck it and just took it?
I could see like people that just abuse shit to abuse it.
Jason, you savage over here.
Those are drugs that you don't abuse. Those are drugs that are too powerful.
They call you out.
So that was the thing that Mike Tyson said is that he wanted to do it.
Dimethyltryptamine.
Yeah,
we all produce it naturally.
That's a work knife.
I think in our
when I had it,
sleep,
sharp.
It's in every like fucking plant.
It's naturally produced by your brain.
Part of us.
So I feel like I had a party in Parsons one time, and two people that I will not name because they're well known around here brought that to this party and had a couple people take it, and they fucking tripped out on it.
Mm-hmm. Probably.
Ego death versus ego meth. Go. Well, and if you're not messing around, you're not living in Salina, apparently. So,
Mike Tyson was like, "I want to do it again," and then he was talking about how everybody was saying how you shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it again. You shouldn't do it all the time. It's not something you do all the time. But then Joe was like, "Yo, you're Mike Tyson. You were able to deal with being Mike Tyson every day. I'm pretty sure you can handle doing this."
Which is fucking wild.
Well, he was talking about his experience. Talking about it being the youngest heavyweight champion of all time.
It's a lot of pressure.
Not being able to go anywhere, do anything without people mobbing him. And how initially when he was experiencing it, how when people were coming at him, he was still in that like destroy mindset where people were coming at him and he was just all
get the fuck away from him.
Yeah, exactly. So
would you rather fight someone that is on meth or PCP? Go. Meth, because PCP makes them fucking crazy.
They're crazy.
Invincible.
Have you guys seen what is it?
Way to go.
No. It's the Justin Timberlake movie, Lone Dog or something like that. Something Alpha Dog.
Okay, I haven't seen that.
So it's based on a true story, but they essentially kidnap a kid, thinking that it's just gonna be okay, it's fine, like his family's gonna pay the ransom, whatever, and it'll all be cool. Well, what they don't realize is that the son of the family is a huge PCP addict, and he is fucking batshit crazy. And this dude literally, it's like you can't kill someone who's on PCP. Like, even if you tried, like, that guy's just gonna fucking go nuts. I need to be careful on here before I lose my account of my business. No, but yeah, definitely meth over PCP, but they're both fucking absolutely insane.
So I hate to fight anyone on
Everyone
either.
has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Mike
Yes.
Tyson did say it. I said that
Ryan,
last week at work.
hey Ryan, shout
What's
out
up,
to
Ryan? Cheers, bitches.
Cheers to Ryan.
Somebody at work said, "No, we can't do that. We have a plan." And then I said, "Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth."
But
And
it
they're like,
really
"What?
is true
Are you
because
gonna punch people in the
that
mouth?"
was his whole thing. Is he would walk up and punch you right in the fucking mouth.
Oh yeah.
Fight
And
goes
then
sour.
you would just be like,
Yeah.
"Who does that? Nobody
Who
just
hits
raises
you?
up
Who
and
hits
fucking,
me that hard?
Yeah.
Well, he would
He
take
would
it
break
to,
right
he would
through that
take it
fucking
to you.
defense too. I mean, he would split right between those fists.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
Like, that was
No, no,
literally-
Go for it.
He was fearless.
Oh yeah.
And that's the way that was
No.
the hypnosis, because they were
Oh.
telling him nobody
Shut
can
up.
touch you.
Man.
You're the best in the world. You're a world champion.
Crocodile.
Crocodile. It's crocodile, but it is a drug and it's
That'll
basically
kill you.
poison.
That'll kill
And
you.
it turns people like it fucking
Necrosis.
rots away skin.
Necrosis.
Yeah, I mean it's fucking
I never
crazy.
heard of
Oh,
that.
is
But
that
it's
Flocka?
only in
Fuck
Europe.
Flocka.
Is
Russia
that,
is mainly where
Is it
it's
Russia?
at, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It's a heroin. I think it involves heroin. It's called crocodile.
It's fucking
and
crazy.
typically, if you start it, you have a 2-year mortality rate.
So they
It'll
put
kill you within 2 years.
it is in South America. There is a glue, and it's no longer produced. But a lot of people actually sniffed that and huffed that, and ended up shooting it up after it lost all of its fumes. There's a big documentary on it of kids getting hooked on it because they're orphans from like 8 to 12, and then they fucking die because it just rots them away.
That's ridiculous.
It's fucking nuts.
Imagine being the first guy to ever trip acid. What did the tribe do? Kill you?
Maybe.
And then the next guy's
You
like,
lost your
fuck it,
fucking
I'll
mind.
try it. I just want to do as much. And then they don't kill that guy.
Well, have you ever watched? Well, not watched. Read about the origins of beer and how that was created? Barley harvests, and it ended up being quick thunderstorms, and it was left in the rain, and people didn't have crops because it got flooded. So they drank that water because it was water stored, and
They
it was
got
part of their
drunk.
crops. They did. They got fucking drunk. And it was, how did we get drunk? This is how we got drunk.
Damn.
Definitely, Ryan. Definitely. Be adaptable and roll with the life's punches. Very true.
And that's what's crazy and like proven is if you are all in on one thing in this world, one task or job or passion,
Motivation.
or you can be the greatest.
Yeah.
With no distractions
Nothing
outside
else.
of that
There's
thing.
nothing else.
Because he went rock bottom, he had nothing, and said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna go boxing."
I-
And I have this guy that's gonna hypnotize me, and he was the fucking greatest ever, and he'd probably be the greatest ever until the next kid does that same shit earlier.
I remember his post-fight interviews, and like when he was just
I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest.
he was looking at the camera, and you just saw the way he was staring at the camera and the intensity that he was bringing. It's like this dude's out of his fucking
When
mind.
he came out with the
It's like in primal mode.
I'm ferocious. I want to eat children. I want to eat babies. You were like,
I eat your fucking
this
children.
dude really fucking means that though. Like he is dead serious about that. He gives no fucks. He will.
And he looks back at that and he says, "I don't remember any of it.
Yeah.
It's all a blur. I was insane."
Yeah.
That's what he said. That's what he said on the podcast about all of it. He says, "I was insane," and it's not hard to believe what he was saying.
And Tupac died.
But it was, watch it. It was really, really cool.
Also,
I did not give him
response
nearly
to
enough credit.
Mike
That's
Tyson.
an intelligent man.
No, I thought when I watched it, I was just gonna be like, "Oh my god, let's get this fucking over with." But that's my
Captivated.
favorite.
You were
Yeah,
captivated.
that's my favorite Rogan episode in a while.
He's pretty funny too. Mike
Dude.
Tyson's pretty funny.
And when he laughs, he's like,
Oh, dude, his laugh is funny. When he was talking about his damn tigers.
Scott was this one, right?
Yes, it is.
It wasn't bad, Ryan.
It was very good, actually.
We actually had a pretty good rating.
Like
Jason liked
we
it the
gave
most.
2 8s.
"It's like a light
We gave it 2
IPA."
8s. 7.5 or 7.
I think it's 7.
6.5
7,
for
6.5. Yeah, it's not overbearing. It's not like it's got
All the good of an IPA
I
without
just
all the
finished
bad.
another
all
one.
of the bad. Exactly. I think that's the best way to describe it. It's all the good of an IPA without all of the bad of the IPA.
Very good shit.
You would know. Is a new Star Wars supposed to come out this year? I've not seen anything. I thought they were doing one every year.
That's what I thought.
I thought the
It should be like the
Star Wars, the
General
third one.
Kenobi
I thought it was supposed to be
last year was
episode
Han,
9.
right? Last year was Han. I thought the third one was supposed to come out this
I
year.
thought it was supposed to be 9.
Was last year Han or was it Last Jedi?
Last year was Han. Yep.
So it should be the third, number 9.
Yep.
I ain't heard shit.
Man,
Last Jedi was sour, man. A lot of people hated that.
I hated it. I absolutely did.
I was very
got
torn
into an
on
argument
it.
at
I
work
was
about
very
it,
torn on it.
where I said objectively it is a bad movie. Not subjectively, objectively it is a bad movie. There are no redeeming qualities in it, and it was entirely a transitional movie.
Dude, people attacked that Asian lady so bad on Twitter and shit.
Oh,
She almost like killed herself.
that sucks.
I don't get that one.
that does
Over
suck
the
a lot.
like love story between her and
Finn.
yeah.
And that's actually what I
fucking horrible.
disliked about the movie is if you cut away all the pieces that didn't matter, it's like when you watch a procedural show like House. There's 4 minutes an episode that actually matter to the progression of the story. That's what that entire movie was. It was 4 minutes that progressed the entire story. And spoilers if you haven't watched it. It's been 2 years. Fucking do it. It was only the current emperor dying, and even that was just it was lame how it was introduced.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't in a good way. I mean, I was very disappointed in the way that they did that.
But it's still not as bad as the was it 1 or 2? 2. I think it's 2. 1. 1 was really fucking bad.
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, Jar Jar Binks. Misa, Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah. I watched that when I was a kid and I thought it sucked.
Oh, it was fucking bad.
I didn't think it was that bad.
I thought it was alright.
Pod racing.
I didn't think it was that bad.
Cool.
No, it had to be 2. It had to be episode 2.
Darth Maul
episode
was
2 was
cool,
really
but-
bad. Darth Maul was cool, so it had to be episode 2.
He died so quick. Why would Darth Maul?
Anakin,
But
I do have to say
with his mad
Han,
acting.
with Han
horrible.
was really fucking dope how they brought Darth Maul back into
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
And you have
that was
to.
my favorite part of Solo.
I haven't
There
watched
has
it
to
yet.
be.
Fuck
Oh,
It's on
fucking
Netflix,
A!
though.
I can't do it now.
So
That's why I watched
this
this because it was on Netflix.
Yeah.
So Anakin Skywalker, when he was an adult-ish, trying to act mad, trying to like acting.
Christian Haydenson as an actor was not good.
So
When he was
really
angry,
gonna piss you
his
off.
angry
It's
acting.
Christian Haydensen's
horrible.
back in episode 9.
Really? Why?
No, I think the
I don't know. I'm
the
sure there's some
one-offs
kind
are
of
killing
fucking
it.
pullback to it.
the episodes since Last Jedi suck,
Yeah.
but the one-offs are awesome. Rogue One killed it.
Rogue One,
Oh,
Rogue One
it's
was
fucking
amazing.
phenomenal.
I
like
like
Rogue One.
tied in
of
at the end.
all
with
the
Vader,
Star Wars movies so far,
how it
including
was,
the original Star Wars trilogy. Rogue One has been the best.
how
Oh,
the
yeah.
end of
It's
it
amazing.
tied into New Hope. You get
Yeah,
it?
just the
Yep.
walk into it.
They,
But
so they
Blew
did
me
such
away,
a
too.
good job convincing me that it wasn't going to end bad. I mean, they did. It was a beat. It
Yeah.
was everything, and you're like, until the very end when it happens, you're like, "Fuck! I forgot that happened." Like they did such a good job.
so like we will all agree that the first 3 Star Wars were fucking
the best trilogy.
the best trilogy. Yeah. So episode 1 subpar. Episode 2 was
Was that Clone Wars?
yeah, Clone Wars. Then episode 3 was actually cool because it started to tie into what everybody
Darth
thought was
Vader.
going to happen with Darth Vader and everything. And while episode 3 might not be the greatest episode ever, it's the tie-in that makes everything understandable for you. I'll be back in 10 minutes to see if you guys are doing Star Wars.
Fuck, dude, just watch it. Open your mind.
We
Right?
talked about fucking Tyson.
Fuck off,
We didn't
Josh.
talk about Star Wars. You know what?
It's
We're
good.
deep. We're deep,
Watch
and
Rogue
we have
One.
breadth.
Watch
Yes.
Rogue One.
No. So then we get Rogue One after.
Watch New Hope, then watch Rogue One, and tell me you don't like Star Wars.
So they put in the episode 7, which would be episode 7.
Mhm.
It wasn't that bad. I didn't have any problems with it. It was,
I
it was
didn't.
a solid. It was a solid one.
Force
Yeah.
Awakens?
Well, yeah, Force
It
Awakens.
was good.
This is a solid one. So then you get Rogue One, which Rogue One, and I agree,
Knocked
is
out of the park.
fucking phenomenal.
There's a
I am so glad that Rogue One came out because it perfectly
It's like
intertwines 3 to 4
it's
without having to
top
see
3 to
any
me
of those. Yeah,
for the whole fucking
I
series.
still think Jedi Strikes Back will always be my favorite.
Dude, the
I
scene
don't
of
know.
those
Indiana
two on the
Strikes
beach.
Back?
Or the Empire Strikes Back. New Jedi.
What about the scene on the
Force
beach
Awakens?
at the end of Rogue One where they're
Yeah.
watching the fucking
Oh,
jet
yeah.
come?
Oh yeah.
The only thing that I only have one complaint about the entire movie, which was that they forced a love plot. If they didn't do that,
Yeah.
then I mean that as far as a movie goes, I think it's
The converted Empire
nearly a
drone
perfect fucking
made
movie.
the movie.
Oh yeah,
Oh, he's seeing him.
Congratulations, you're being rescued.
and it's Alan Tudyk. Oh my god, I love that guy.
He's
I
seen him,
love
but he
that
still
guy.
doesn't like him.
No, but like, it's just tough if you don't. I don't get it. I don't get how you don't like Star Wars. I feel like that '70s show right now. Like they're all that's all
You've
they're
been
about.
talking about it for fucking
You
10
killed
years.
Star Wars, man! It's the
Kelso.
fucking greatest thing ever. Like I've literally my earliest moments of life, I remember watching Star Wars and just being blown out of the fucking.
I'm
park.
gonna do my
Fett and
best.
Fucking
Boba
pit.
Fett,
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
yeah.
Future
like-
children, I'm not going to show them any futuristic movies before Star Wars, so that sets the tone,
That sets the tone, yeah.
and that everything else is just amazing.
Like
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, Josh. I just don't get.
I didn't get deep into it till I was like 20, 21,
Okay.
and fucking awesome, dude.
Well, my girlfriend
I
has
love it.
only seen a New Hope or not a New Hope. Shit. What's the?
She won't appreciate them.
Ask Julie.
She
I've
likes-
watched
she's never
it.
gonna like 'em.
She's seen one and she liked
I'll
it.
watch the shit just
So
to
it's
watch
like,
it, even though I've seen it fucking 6 times or whatever.
yeah. And I could.
My favorite is watching the old ones.
I could literally watch one and then watch all of them through in order and be fine with it. I would be a happy man. We used to do those.
So 4, 5, and 6, which were the original 1, 2, and 3. Yes, I can do that. But if I have to watch a series, it's going to be Harry Potter. I mean, if I'm going to watch a 7 or 8 movie series, it's going to be Harry Potter.
I did it, and I was so fucking stoked that I did because
I need to.
after I did, I was
I've got them all on
super
Blu-ray.
So much
excited
time.
about it.
All on Blu-ray.
One
so
day.
much time.
Okay, so you have to
It's not
understand.
fucking
Like my
one day.
family growing up was super
Want to do it
religious.
together? Wanna get
So
drunk?
if there
That's
was
a lot
any
of
kind
time.
of witchcraft or anything like that, you were not allowed to watch it. I wasn't allowed to. All right, well, I wasn't allowed to, but it was very iffy on me getting to watch Scooby Doo the movie because in the Christian world, and I'm not saying everybody, but this is I don't know. Religion kills me now. But in the Christian world, there was a part where they walk out of the bus and there's smoke rolling out, so they just got high.
Okay.
And they weren't allowed,
In the
weren't
mystery
allowed to
wagon?
watch it because
Weren't they actually cooking in the van?
yes, they're cooking in the
Okay.
van. If you watch the movie, they were actually cooking in the van, but it was looked at as because they walked out and they're going,
And it's Shaggy and Scooby, and
who are always
Scooby
stoned
snacks
anyway,
are supposed to be
yeah. So it was a big no-no for at least our church to be able to watch that because. But that was Harry Potter in it.
I remember when I was in elementary school how Harry Potter was being banned in some schools.
Oh yeah, because it was the
Because
devil.
because
It
it
was
was,
witchcraft.
it was witchcraft.
Yeah.
Witchcraft and
we couldn't read it. in
Voldemort. Voldemort was Satan. And
I remember my 3rd grade teacher started reading it, and then there was so much uproar from parents that she had to stop.
Yeah, no, and that's Kansas. That's literally like the
Kansas.
super ultra conservative
Kansas.
part. And it's like when I finally watched it, I was 29 years old when I finally watched Harry Potter.
Like
I challenge
2 years ago.
I challenge
2
any
years
of
ago.
you to Harry Potter trivia. And
I'll play
blast
that
with
game
that.
with you. I'll play
you
that
got
game
some
with
stiff
you.
competition.
But
I've
for
read
real,
all
like,
the books, watched all the movies. I'll Harry
Like, it
Potter.
killed me
I've done
because
Harry
I-
Potter fantasy fiction. I've read all the books multiple times. I've seen all the
No.
movies beyond counting.
But for me, it killed me because when I watched it, I was finally like hooked. Like I was into this. And it's
I have
like,
a new
why
board
wasn't-
game,
Why wasn't I
It's
allowed
all
to
Harry
watch
Potter.
this?
and it's and my brother-in-law over Christmas was making fun of us because like you would get the different like dark arts cards, and it was like you could have the help cards that would help you, and we were arguing like, no, Snape could totally do that. I have a Snape card right here. He can make the potion. He knows how to do
about
it.
that shit.
Hey,
Yeah.
before I forget,
Other side.
Other side.
Other side.
Other side.
It's your fucking bridge.
Chris is drunk.
Hey, bitch.
Before I
Grab me one.
forget,
Wait, grab me one.
Madam Pomfrey can totally do this.
What do you want? Whatever you're not drinking.
Don't give an IPA. Yeah. Come on, stop.
Before I forget,
Thank you, sir.
I asked my brother this, and he wasn't sure on the answer.
Chris, what are you forgetting?
Harry Potter. If you had to watch them in order, would you watch it from the very beginning, or would you watch it like Star Wars on how they came out?
They came out from the very beginning.
They did.
What am I thinking of then?
I have no idea. Because they did
Don't,
absolutely
oh my God, me.
They did absolutely come out in order.
Star Wars came out of order. So maybe he was asking it in the reverse. Would you want to watch them in order like Harry Potter?
Maybe it's Lord of the Rings with the Hobbit and shit.
That
could
would
be
make
it.
more
That could
sense.
be it.
That's what it
Hobbit
is.
came out
That's what it is.
The Hobbit and then the Lord of the Rings really have nothing to do with each other, so it wouldn't have mattered. I mean, those movies, it wouldn't fucking matter to you at all. They're two completely different storylines.
The thing about the Harry
But
Potter
doesn't
movies,
one
though,
lead into the other?
Vaguely. I mean, one has to do with the ring, and then the second one has
We're
to do
talking
with
shit,
the ring.
man.
So it's kind of like we talked about this earlier with Game of Thrones. I would love to watch Robert's Rebellion in Game of Thrones. I would love
Robert
to.
Ned?
Yep, I would love to go back
taking down the
and
Targaryens
see
and the Mad King.
what happened
Fuck
there.
off, Bev.
That should be.
Fuck off, welcome.
Fuck off, welcome.
That,
This yours?
if they ever do
Yeah.
a prequel, if HBO picks up a series on that
Spit
and
it.
how that happened, I would love to fucking watch it because it's not a book series right now. It's not in anything.
Yeah,
but there
Sarah,
are
you
pieces
do.
and parts to it, and they also talk about the past and stuff where you find out that God, what's his name, Davos, the Onion Knight, how he played into that, how Stannis plays into that because he obviously held a position. I mean, how all these people passed into it. How Ned didn't become king,
Yeah,
even though he fought side by side with Robert.
Backstories or
Oh
like
yeah, I was gonna
side-
say you have to realize
side
like
quests.
they are set
Yes,
up
series.
to do movies
Yep.
or anything
I
that
mean-
they want to do for years.
So if you ever read about Robert's Rebellion, or if you ever read the books and you know about Robert's Rebellion, the only reason that happened was because a Targaryen took his wife. He started the rebellion, so he became the leader
Well,
of this rebellion.
they
and then took
burned
the
Ned's
throne.
father and brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They-
Absolutely. And
That
his
was the
sis-
motivation for the North.
His sister was the one taken by the
Yeah.
Targaryen, which was Robert's wife.
Yes,
Or
Betrothed.
his intended.
and
Yes.
so
So, I mean,
In my dreams, I kill him every day.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah, there's so many different side stories.
but then you find out
or what happens in Dorne? Why is Dorne so different from everything? What happens in
the
Bravos?
Dothrakis.
What happens with all of those people? Like, I mean, there's so much lead up to this.
Get
and,
out of my beer,
I
you
barely
shit.
have a glimpse. I have a glimpse at 10 years.
Yeah.
10 years of a 100-year piece.
Yep.
I mean, it's just like
they
that.
could literally go on for.
Mom, are
ever
you
with
saying
that.
you like the Harry Potter, the first one, the best? Because I somewhat agree. The first one is amazing.
I've seen most of that. And I was kind of like,
The first,
Chris, what was
the
your
first,
question?
the first book is a pretty.
fuck off.
It's a little bit hard to get through.
It's an introduction. I
It's
think
an
they do a
introduction.
I
great
don't know
introduction.
anything about either series. I need to watch them, but I struggle watching hour-and-a-half movies, let alone fucking 3-hour movies.
They are some long movies, and
So-
there are a lot of like lead-ins. I mean,
There's a lot of shit to the books that
You
the
know
movies
nothing,
miss, too.
Jon
yeah.
Snow.
The books,
You know
the
nothing.
books miss so
I know
much.
I don't. That's why I
So
am not like embarrassed of my stupid questions with either series.
no.
the other day, we were watching a movie, and my girlfriend was like, "Why is everything 2 hours now?" And I was like, "2 hours is like the studio standard now."
Yeah, well,
For
absolutely.
movies.
Yeah, I hate it.
It's been a few years now.
I
that
like
2 hours
90-minute
is the studio
movies.
standard, and it used to be an hour and a half. It used to be 90 minutes,
The 90s was
Um,
full of 90-minute movies.
but
I believe that.
With no content.
I was gonna say with the refusal or the infuse of
Kindergarten
content and
Cop.
trying to explain everything, they have now moved it to 2 hours. And she was like, "Oh my god, this movie seems so long."
But there's also an argument to there are only 7 original plots.
This is the last beer
And it's based on it being
Jesus.
7
All of
original
them?
plots.
of the beer
that-
we bought tonight.
Out of 24 beers.
That it
It's
has
the
to
last
be
one.
longer
possible.
in order for you
1,
to
2,
develop
3, 4,
an
5,
attachment.
6, 7, 8,
So
9.
it
There's 3
does
more.
go against those
So 10,
original 7
11.
plots.
One more.
You have to make your differentiation, and I mean that it makes sense when you look at those. You'd have to look up the list. I couldn't tell you right now. But when you look that up, you're like, okay, yeah, I can see how it falls into this category. How do I separate myself from it? And it is making additional content or making a stronger backstory. And then you watch something like you mentioned Bird Box. You watch something like that where you're like, okay, this story's been done. It's an apocalyptic scenario where a lot of people die. What did it do that was original? Okay, you can't. Your eyes have to be covered, or else you get, possessed. Blah blah blah. So there are pieces that further along to that, and it's watching those and what makes it good, what makes it bad.
I think
So-
Sarah nails that with the it introduces you or brings you into the Harry Potter world. So I feel like 1 so much.
Well,
Man.
come, there's no more beer here.
But I
you
think
say
I've
that.
seen.
Top shelf.
I think I've seen
That's
70%
your
of
shitty
that
beer
movie,
from
and
last
I'm
week.
like,
It's gone.
I would agree. The only
Fine, I'll take one of
fucking-
those.
different schools,
What do we say?
Quidditch, and talking books.
yes. So
That's what I got on a number 1. Watching probably 70% of it.
I will agree.
I changed
I
my
don't
mind.
think it actually comes into place
I
until
think a lot of the love for that series comes from the books.
Hey, Sally!
whichever one is after the Goblet of Fire.
What up, Sal?
I can't remember. Prisoner of Azkaban.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Reserve Azkaban.
Is that the
I
one
really
where
like
he takes
that
the
one.
bus and the bus is all fucked up, or is that the following one?
That's Prisoner of Azkaban.
Okay,
And Harry
I
Potter
think
Ron's
that's
character is
the
awesome.
one that loops me in the most.
The second one is horrible because the second one is
Chamber of Secrets.
it's when the actors, the child actors, have now gotten like a rep
Hit
and like they're
puberty.
trying to act versus just like acting naturally.
I personally liked, not the very last one, but it was a 2-part. So I like the first part.
You like the
I liked that one just
the Deathly
because
Hollows.
Deathly Hollows, and I liked that one. I didn't not necessarily that I liked it more than the other ones, but I really liked that one in general because everything. I like when everything starts to come together. I like to
Potter
start
on the
together.
elongated camping
Yeah.
trip. No, part 2. Part 2 is where it comes together.
There were some parts in there where it was like, oh god.
No, and there
Yeah,
are,
yeah.
but like when it starts to go, like you see everything starting to come together. Like
Bunch of nerds.
you can tell that it's about to come to an end, and I think
Fuck
that's
you,
why
Sally.
I appreciated it. Whereas the last one, you're just like, oh my god, like yep, everything came to a head here. It's fucking ending.
So I'm gonna be real here. I'm gonna man moment this. The shit with Snape, and you find out why Snape was Snape. Fucking tears.
Tears.
Fucking
It's so
Tears.
fucking
Fucking
rough
tears. Yeah.
because
Oh,
you
dude.
figure out and
His Patronus changed.
Yeah. Fucking yeah. And you just find out it always. Oh. No. No.
Oh no, my wife has talked about getting an always tattoo.
when you figure out that he wasn't a complete piece of shit.
I would get one too.
No, he tried to fucking protect him by being an
I
asshole.
know, by
Holy
being a piece of
shit.
shit, yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like when you find out that he has not been a complete. I'm sorry if anybody hasn't seen it, but you figure out that
When
like
he held Lily,
I haven't
He is
seen shit.
always-
I don't know what you're talking
when
about.
he
so
held
it's fine.
Lily and he was just crying.
Oh, after he found her?
Yeah.
Holy shit. And he knew.
It's rough.
He's like, you married Potter. That was a bad choice. And then he fucking still looks over her. And then her fucking kid.
he was always
and then
looking out for the Harry
Her
Potter.
fucking kid.
Yeah.
No.
the kid that he
No.
hated every day.
No.
Because of the
Because it
father.
wasn't his.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't his.
Oh.
But
I'm
yet he
hesitant.
still did.
I'm hesitant to read the Game of Thrones books because I don't know that I'll get more out of them than the show.
You
Oh,
will.
there's
you will.
tons.
You will.
There's tons. There's a completely different plot line.
Well,
Catelyn Stark
But
comes back to life. Boom.
yeah, I was gonna
Boom.
say.
I'm telling you
And
all
we
that.
haven't seen that at all.
What?
Like that's the one thing out of the
Yes.
books that I've been waiting for to happen in the
It
series,
never
and
will.
it never will.
Because
Yeah.
nope. The
It's-
Hound's going to be that character now.
How does she come back to life?
So she
the-
becomes the Lady of Stone.
Ooh.
but will that make me hate the fucking?
It's think about how who
Film
else
series
has
more?
come back to life in that
Do I
series,
I'll
Jon
hate, the,
Snow.
I'll hate the TV show
Yeah.
more.
No.
and how did
so
that happen?
They start to
The Red
resolve a lot of those plots, but
Well, who does she worship?
it doesn't. The Lord of Light.
What's his name?
There's a lot of people who have been brought back to life. Yes, the Lord of Light has brought back a lot of people. And one guy who
the
brought
guy
back
from the
seven times.
What group is he part of?
What's his name's
The
brother?
Brotherhood.
Yeah, the Brotherhood. But yeah, so
Clegane cut him from fucking jaw to asshole.
Fucking
and he came back to life.
Immediately.
and he's got
too.
the fucking scar.
But she actually ends up
Lord of the
leading the
Light.
Brotherhood.
Where is that
She
shit?
What?
Yeah.
She leads the Brotherhood?
You don't know this.
Right, slow down with the
spoilers. Spoilers.
Sorry, we're on spoiler. We're gonna rename this episode as Spoiler Alert.
No, so after the Red Wedding, she gets thrown into basically a swamp, and that's what brings her as the Lady of Thrones. She starts to rot away, and then she's brought back, and then she leads that group.
Dude, what a
Who is
dumbass.
Who is this?
Catelyn Stark.
Catelyn Stark.
What was the boy's name who got killed at the Red Wedding? What was his name?
Rob Stark.
Rob
Stark.
Rob. What? Falling over that lady.
Really? I know.
Just, oh.
Fucking come on.
I think
You got
that
responsibilities, bro.
I think that one has been the
Hot
one of
piece
the
of
most-
ass from
I think
Valeria.
that one's been one of
comes
the most
along, and all of a
heart-wrenching
sudden-
ones for me was figuring out that he was going to die, and you're just like, but he had but everybody that you think has potential is gonna fucking die.
Dude, when I watched the first
Sorry,
series,
Ryan. Sorry.
I could not believe the Red Wedding. I sat at the edge of my seat and I screamed at the TV, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" Like I could not believe that it was
Angry.
actually happening because I knew that it
Salty
happened.
at it, yeah.
I knew it wasn't fake. It wasn't fake at all, and I was like, "No fucking
And
way!"
you have to watch it
This
play
is
out.
so
and
quick.
You know
Fucking
it's
happen.
happening.
Oh,
It's
if
like
you
boom, 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 boom.
if you
boom,
rewatch
boom,
the series, you can see the pieces that lead up to it, and people even hinting that they know it's going to happen, and nobody catching it because they don't know it's going to happen.
Yeah,
and then
'cause
you know that it
I
is.
watched
and you're
like 1 through
no
5 by myself.
Fucking way.
She wouldn't watch it because the
No
whole incest
fucking
shit.
way.
And then I finally
First
got her
episode.
to watch it, and we watched it all the way through again.
I stopped
Jesus
watching when
Christ.
Ned got.
Yeah.
Ned-
I totally thought
Yeah.
when
no.
that happened,
When
I
that
was like,
happened,
He's
I
working
stopped
through
watching for
season
you.
2.
And drinking scotches.
Bro, you got a ways to go.
Oh, you've got so much to happen, Ryan. So
you're
much
gonna
to
enjoy
happen.
yourself.
It's great though. Enjoy every moment
it's
of
worth
it.
Wait until
But-
the Battle of the Bastards and tell
that's
me.
season 6, man.
But-
Tell me that the
But-
hair on the back of your neck doesn't just stand on
The
end.
worst part about that, and I didn't realize that until just
Easy with the
I'm
spoilers.
rewatching it.
Easy with
is-
the spoilers.
What they're fighting for, he betrays.
Yeah.
He fucking betrayed, and that's what happened. What? Fucking what?
When doesn't it start like next month or some shit?
April.
2 months?
April 16th or 19th?
Okay, April. 3 months.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Cut off.
But what I love about
Daenerys
the preview,
Targaryen.
Oh, you say that. The preview, I don't know if you take away from it, the only piece that was in the preview were Starks.
Yep.
It was Starks, which means maybe.
Daenerys
maybe.
has to be going
Starks.
with them.
But you think about it. Spoilers. Close your ears. Jon. Fucking Jon fits all criteria.
For the king.
All criteria.
Yes.
It makes sense.
He has to. Everything points to Jon
Or
Snow
they
becoming.
do even awesomer and kill him.
That's
Again.
what will probably happen.
The
This
Lord of the
will
Light.
probably happen.
Lord of the Light will bring him back.
Everything happens that way.
And they're like, it's just another
He's
man.
been stabbed
It
52
just
times.
kills me
Still alive.
because
Yeah.
everybody,
He was
every time
shredded.
you think something is going to happen, whether you read the books or watched the series, every time you think something is going to happen,
Oh, you like Ned
they
Stark?
die.
Fuck it.
Fuck that
Stannis'
guy.
daughter. Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
That
one was
fucking
rough.
killed me.
That one was especially on the
fucking
movie
killed me.
on this.
Speaking of, anybody know where Davos was at? I don't know what he did after that.
He would just pop back up because he didn't know that she had died.
I can't remember where he ended up in the end of last season.
With
Oh, yes.
what's his
Dire
name?
Wolf. I want a dire wolf.
I would love that. Yeah.
Because he didn't know that she had died, and he found out. And he flipped the
When he
fuck
found
out.
the doll in the ashes.
Yeah,
Yep.
because he's trying to figure out
Dude.
why she died, and I think that's where they left off at. Because he's so pissed
I
about
couldn't
it.
remember. But then Gendry came back, and I was like, fuck yes.
Uh,
Fuck yes, I
okay.
knew he didn't die.
So, Oh god, I just fucking blanked on his name.
Dude,
I'm still
it's
looking
such a good
super
show.
excited about what's his name that went to the wall and he has
I like Lord Baelish. Get the fuck out.
fuck Baelish. He's
Dude.
dead. So glad
it's
to
fine.
Slimy motherfucker.
All the things that he managed back scenes, and you don't get to see it. I want to know how he finagled all these things and what he did.
Yeah.
I would love to watch
still
just
empty.
the mini series of Lord Baelish. Oh, I want to watch that. I
Fuck
want
that
to
guy.
watch that.
Fuck that guy.
Jeez.
But I still say the direwolves are the fucking most badass thing. That's what
Wait,
hooked
most
me
of
into
them
the
are dead.
first
What's
thing.
the youngest Stark?
Most of them are
The
dead.
youngest
yeah.
Stark.
It's Arya. Oh no, it's the
Bran.
brother Bran.
Bran.
Target.
Rickon's dead.
Well, that's right.
The
Spoilers.
what's it called?
Bran is the
Org?
broken
Warg.
legs.
Warg.
Yeah.
But he actually isn't. He fits the criteria of a
Wait,
warg. But
what happened to the youngest?
you don't.
Yeah.
Battle of the
He's like
Bastards.
he's like a hybrid.
That's right.
He's like a hybrid, right?
It all
he's
comes to
one and
fruition.
only. So
He's
They
like
gotta
a tree
start
man.
ending shit everywhere.
So
There's
yeah,
so
random.
many. There's like 300 different fucking open
Yeah,
things
stories.
going on, storylines. They have to close them in 2 seasons.
Three-eyed Raven.
one season.
I
Well,
love
they
it.
started
I love the
closing last
show
season.
and I hate
now
the
they have
show.
to close all of them.
What about Sansa?
Because there's so much.
All right,
Dude,
I'm gonna
when
do
she
it.
let those wolves, or she let those dogs just tear that motherfucker apart. I've never felt so
Sansa is my
satisfied.
hero.
You say that.
I don't think this
Watch
is that
the
bad
first
this
few
week.
seasons,
I
and then
shit
tell
on
me you
this
like
last
Sansa.
week.
You can't like Sansa until bad shit starts happening.
Oh
to
yeah,
her.
till she
She's
gets
earned
fucked over.
everything that happened to
She's
her.
a piece of
You
shit
feel
for a
like she
while.
earned. Yeah, and then it's like, oh no, she was
always doing what she thought she was supposed
I
to.
will
No,
marry
she did what
Joffrey.
she wanted.
She did
She
what
did what
she
she
wanted
wanted.
to. She never did what she thought she was
Fuck you,
supposed
I'll
to.
marry
Because
Joffrey
the
and I'll be
entire
happy.
time, all she did was like,
betrayed
I
her
want to do what I
house.
want to
She
do.
betrayed her sister.
She fucked
betrayed
everybody
her family.
over.
She betrayed all of that.
She was also
And then
mentally fucked over by the
she-
sickest motherfucker on the
Yeah,
planet.
she
It
was.
wasn't
She was
until
also
that
a child.
happened.
Shows
when
that.
she did half of that stuff.
So you say that, and I think that's
was like
something
12.
hard to realize is in the
In
when
those
you
days,
see her-
that wasn't a child.
when you see her, she was
What?
the
Chewie, get
person
your goddamn tail
was
off Mike.
between the ages of
Oh,
16 and 18.
Oh, we're on a wave zone.
It's not until
Oh, that got
all
spun.
of that shit's done
Twisted
that she actually
that way.
marries Tyrion, and Tyrion asks her, "What's your age?" And she says 14, and then you're like,
Oh,
"Oh,
God.
shit!
The whole
I
thing.
didn't realize that this
Technical
person who was
difficulties.
doing these things was under
There
the
you
age
go.
of 13
There
while
you
they did
go.
that."
Keep going.
Because this person, the actual
There you go.
actor,
Sorry.
was
No.
Chewie.
easily 20.
This went from an appropriate thing to you fucking the whole scale up.
Sit.
So it's
Incredible.
a very big change.
What? But she has been through more on a mental, emotional anything
stress.
level
But-
than any person on the entire show.
But
She
before
did
that
not
happened,
stuff to
Arya
it.
though.
She
No.
denied her
Shit.
family.
Arya's
She
hard as
denied
fuck.
she
her
threw
house.
Ned under the bus.
Yes, she absolutely did all
She's
those
the
things.
reason Ned died.
She's the reason Micah died.
I named
She's
my
the
snake
reason
Arya.
all of them died.
God damn it.
Yeah,
Who what?
she.
I named
Arya,
my snake
Sansa.
Arya.
Arya's pretty
Sansa.
badass.
I mean,
Sansa.
Her and
She-
Tyrion, I can't decide between
she
two.
You're being
deserved
too
it.
rough on
Tyrion.
Sansa. She's a child.
I don't.
She might have been a child, but she fucking killed everybody. She literally killed everybody.
Arya was that
In
same
a
age.
situation where she's
Anybody
the
who was
only one
related to
there,
her? Anybody who was related to her?
It's
No.
fucking hard.
and she has no power.
It's fucking hard to relate to her in those first few seasons, in those
Until
first few
season
books, in
4.
those first few everything. Until bad shit starts happening to her, you don't feel bad to her.
When
You
she's
don't
a
feel bad
Lannister's
for her.
bitch,
You don't-
basically.
Yeah, and
I mean,
that's what she put
forever.
herself into. That's
Even
what
when she
put
gets
herself
married to
into.
Tyrion. So let's think about this. She gets denied by Joffrey, and then she gets to marry Tyrion. And at the time, you're like, oh, fucking Tyrion will take care of her. You don't even feel bad for her then. It's not until bad shit
No, 'cause
happens
he
from
feels
that.
bad for her.
Yeah.
Exactly, and he takes care of her.
Yep.
I mean, he's like, I get to protect you now. And
But then
that's
she
what
becomes
he's
the plaything of
that's what
whatever
he
that
wants to do.
fucking monster
Ramsay
was.
Bolton.
God.
Ramsay.
It's not until Ramsay
Fucking
Bolton happens
psycho.
that you actually feel
Side-
extremely
Really feel
bad
bad
for
for
her
her.
because you're like, oh shit, this is
Because
all that
before-
come up, and this
Other
is
than
all
the fact
that.
that she got to witness her dad being.
That's one of the
beheaded.
worst
But
characters
she's
I've
the
ever
reason
seen.
her
She-
dad got beheaded.
You cannot say that she's the reason.
She didn't witness him being headed. She saw
She
him
saw him
after.
afterwards.
He's
She
the
saw
one
him
his
that-
head
Did
was
she
on a
faint?
pike.
When she,
Wasn't
No,
she was
she wasn't
standing
there.
up
she was still. She was fucking
turned
there.
away.
She
She
had to walk
was there.
across. Wasn't she forced to walk across
Yes.
by?
Well, yeah, but I thought she was standing there when he got his head chopped off too.
I don't believe she was at that.
I think
That was
She just knew
Arya
it.
was there.
No, I
So
know.
Arya
I
did
thought she
watch
was
it.
standing up there with Joffrey
Arya,
and
no,
Cersei.
Arya was there when it
Fucking
happened.
wrong.
I know.
Arya was there
I
when it
thought she
happened.
was
She
standing up
didn't
there with
watch it.
Cersei.
She
and
may have
Joffrey.
been
But
there.
she
She
made,
did not
she
watch
got
it.
made
She
to walk
absolutely did
across
not.
it by what's his fuck.
She fainted,
Dude, sick in the head.
during.
Probably.
And that was part when all of it started.
And
It's
then
like,
he
that's the
fucking
whole
giggles about
reason.
So
That was hard to watch, dude.
I mentioned this multiple times.
It didn't even
The
show
dude
shit.
who
and it
played
was hard to
Joffrey,
watch.
he did an incredible job.
Amazing.
He
I've
could
never
never.
hated
He's
a character
really
so
good
much.
at being a piece of shit.
Which
So
is
who do you-
amazing.
who do you
He
like?
Yeah,
doesn't
she was
act
there.
anymore.
She saw him get beheaded.
He doesn't
Okay.
act anymore.
She totally did.
She didn't watch.
They're wrong.
She was there.
She was
She
there.
was
She was
there,
right
but
up there with
she was
Joffrey and
there.
Cersei.
She
So,
did not
question:
watch.
who's your favorite death? Joffrey or fucking what's his name?
Ooh.
The bastard son,
Ramsey?
Ramsey.
Jeffrey.
I say Ramsey.
Jeffrey.
I don't remember
I
how
remember
Ramsey
Joffrey
died.
died. I don't remember the other guy died.
Joffrey.
Ramsey.
Joffrey did way more evil.
I don't
Joffrey.
remember how he
He did
died.
way
It's
more
been a while.
evil.
No, the,
Yeah.
the evil that Ramsey did was somewhat justified.
Which one was Ramsey?
To the kid
The one
from
that cut off
fucking
Theon's
cut his
dick.
dick
Ra-
open.
yeah,
and-
Ramsey's the guy that cut.
Oh, the
cut
torturer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ramsey
Theon
dick
Greyjoy.
off.
And see,
That was justified. That little fuck.
No, and
I
I,
get what
and I
you're
get
coming to.
that, but
Well,
I
that and their
think
house sigils the flayed man. I
No,
mean,
fuck
you can't-
Joffrey.
Fuck that
No,
guy, dude.
it was definitely Joffrey.
When Tyrion sent him
Ramsey
the
was
prostitute,
How
sicker.
much shit
And
he
he made
gives
him
to
beat each
Joffrey
other.
and
I give-
Sansa?
I
Yeah.
give Ramsey.
Yeah.
How did he die?
Who?
Ramsey.
poison.
Or Ramsey got
Ramsey
eaten by
got
the dogs.
fucking- Yeah.
That's
That
right.
wasn't-
Yeah, that's right.
That wasn't as cool though. Like,
I don't know,
they
I
should've
just-
shown
I
it.
see the
Joffrey.
Joffrey dies at his own wedding.
Damn, somebody shit.
And then you
Take-
find
Take-
out 2
Take-
seasons
It
later.
smell like me.
2 seasons
Wipe
later,
away the dog,
after
babe.
all the fucking plotting, it was the
Wipe
grandma.
away the
Yeah,
dog.
it was the
It was
fucking
you.
It was
grandma.
fucking grandma.
Oh my
Which
Lady-
made
god!
that
Lady
dope,
Olenna?
though.
You
Which
think
made
that
that dope.
you think that
Jesus
maybe it's
Christ.
Tyrion, maybe it was Cersei,
Oh wow.
maybe it was
That
fucking
was you,
Sansa,
babe.
I never put by. I
maybe
never
it was
thought
Baelish
Cersei was-
because
Motherfuckers
Baelish
Julie.
protected in there.
Yeah, laugh
Maybe it was
hard.
Bolton.
Julius.
Maybe it was somebody else. Nope.
Or was
You
it
find
you?
out it was her.
That doesn't smell like me.
Holy
It wasn't me.
That doesn't
shit.
smell like me at all.
It just
Holy
got
shit.
here. That's
Oh
bad.
man,
Look at how
So
happy Tyrion
Whoever
looks.
that was,
Hell
you
no.
relieved
Jesus
us.
good.
You relieved.
I'm glad I'm not breathing in through
Look
it.
at him.
That's the worst
Look
one
at
I
you.
smelled in a long time. And I bet it was my wife. Is that why she's getting so hard? She at the dog
God
immediately.
damn it,
you
Julie.
felt it, smelt it.
God damn it.
Hey.
That's rain.
I said,
Hey,
hey, did you fart? And she goes,
rain.
I'll say
Julie.
this. This week, I give the Death by Disco a much higher grade.
that's because you got a fart in your
It's
mouth.
because your nose has been assaulted.
No,
by
it
the
was
fuck.
before that. I actually don't mind this week. It might have been the beer we tried first.
What? Holler at him.
I thought it was really
I
bad
wanted to hit
last
the
week.
camera again.
Hell
Sit.
no.
It was
I
rough.
figured.
Sit.
It was rough.
Can you try it?
It was
Is it
chewy.
cold at least?
Yeah, it's cold.
It's dark.
Yeah. It's not nearly as bad though.
Are we,
I don't know if it's just the.
we got beer in
Still
our cans?
so
Yeah, we're good.
smoky.
We got beer in our cans?
Holy shit.
Episode 74, Brews Bros BS.
Hey, thank y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, comment with who's your favorite character from Game of Thrones.
Games of
Yeah.
Thrones.
Harry
Uh,
Potter.
Harry Potter, and what was the other? Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Cheers.
All right,
Do it.
cheers. I'm
Do
going.
it.